Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. This now Komon-Tok, in case you don't know. Oh, yeah. Whenever we pledge with love and loyalty to his sweet, sweet mamas alone. Now we all for come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go mix alone. Anytime where you pay, anytime where you go, anything you they do, it no matter. Oh yeah, it no matter. Now we for turn up Tanga one, US-Sierra Leone. Let one big family, cause no place like home. In case you don't know, this now Komon-Tok. Where to bring information about Salon. In case you don't know, this now Komon-Tok. Where to bring information about Salon. For education, entertainment, political affairs. Tune in Komon-Tok. For education, entertainment, political affairs. Tune in Komon-Tok.
From Sierra Leone to everywhere, oh yeah. Komon-Tok, come make we hear. From the streets of it down to the world beyond, we dey yarn about the things we dey hold strong. Political box, we no go shine. Migration story should no go die. Entertainment, we go dance to the beat. Health and well-being, make we rise from we seat. This now we platform, we go speak the truth. For the young and the old, now we voice be the roots. Oh, Komon-Tok, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, we go make we proud. From Salon to the world, we just stand and talk. Come here we are, now we message for Komon-Tok, this now we voice. R&B soup, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey confirm. Komon-Tok, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. We talk about the health, we need that for survive. Make the system better so we people go thrive. Entertainment this week, the music they flow. But we still go yarn the things we need to know. Political leaders, we gonna hear the cry. We go talk and yeah, no, we no go lie. Now Komon-Tok, we dey stand for the truth. Make we rise for the sake of the youth. Oh, Komon-Tok, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, we go make the proud. From Salon to the world, we dey stand and talk. Come here we are, now we message for Komon-Tok, this now we voice. R&B soup, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey confirm. Komon-Tok, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. Oh, now we dey yarn for better tomorrow.
Yes, family, welcome back to yet another very, very important segment when it comes through the Komon-Tok platform. And just like any other day, we know the turn with Komon-Tok there. You know that. Today, one of the Komon-Tok when we get now the platform, we see a report that circulate on social media. It look like some man they want knock them chest in diplomacy. The foreign minister, Timothy, according to one newspaper, we'll get for campus low C, don't summon the US ambassador with regards to that list we circulate on social media. You know, every Sierra Leonean yesterday video on that subject day, video on that topic day, and people and still they try for court and join the pieces. We got something behind the scene, so we'll collect some information. We'll get for can share with Fambulem. And these are very important information where it will be difficult for you get any other side, but fortunately, this source you can get an idea what you do as Sierra Leonean. Please pay attention. Then tell for can tell you so. The government not go tell you this. It not go tell you this. Now yeah, and this now a credible information what they can tell now about. So what you for do as Sierra Leonean and why even not to all them give you, but then give you one reason we make potential. In fact, we sources until we say Salon, if we not take time, then we'll put we in the red list, then ban we. But anyway, then adjust some of the thing then we then the try for. I mean, perhaps now that's this meeting called for. May the two governments then, the two foreign ministers then sit down, discourse, and maybe there will be maybe some guidance, some protocols, some things that we need for do, some requirements that we need for do, the do's and don'ts, so to sometimes perhaps and we'll pull we off from the list. And maybe perhaps we go succeed, someone not go succeed. We don't know anyway. So we know we not get a confirmed source from government, but the newspaper say it come up from a source way authentic. Anyway, we'll go look into that. But perhaps this program tonight is very unique. Why I say very unique? If you not ever share a program, consider for share this program. Why? We get two big people in the platform. We get two opposing views, but all of their opposing views they lead to one common goal: the benefits of the people. Reggie Cole, we're now the master dream builder, not so a strange name, na social media. Now, man, over the years, over all of them moments and them period, particularly the last few months, as somebody who don't seem very hard for question the reliability, the affordability, or even when they say fit for purpose privatization. If it really work, Lord just put us, if it really work. But we get another name where we not self known as social media, a known name when a Cash-Box, where in most of your audios them in the for privatization. So then two people and then at the studio. Now we can learn back. Maybe perhaps we go combine the idea, like I say, both of them not go be wrong, because at the end of the day, none go tell this for the people learn, none go tell this for the people learn, so that profit are the people. But how we go benefit if we take care or take care that we combine, we go before. Now make us say the program is unique. It hardly let you get them conversation here on social media. But anyway, don't worry. When we come, we go introduce the big men in the building. That makes it, they will just limit us so. Because we got another some form of like journalogy for can put inside it. Why we not go just patient on discourse and address this. And our audio where we put Reggie Cole say we able to produce a country, the salon where with GDP able to give you 100 billion. I'm sure a lot of people when they hear this morning they will say this guy is crazy. This guy don't crazy and crazy. Don't see this guy, the guy no more. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it sound when I say over ambitious, but there's nothing impossible. But perhaps you can hear from him. Maybe it will make sense to you. Maybe not go make sense to you. Why well, not go just take the jungle back? When we come, we can see the big men at the building, not so, but they can just now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. This now Komon-Tok, in case you don't know. Oh, yeah. Whenever we pledge with love and loyalty to his sweet, sweet mama's alone. Now we all come together.
All right, so straight to the point, we not get nothing for waste. Conte Edward Lennox, don't already tell people to share. Thank you very much for reminding me. Like, share, consider this. Like, share, like, share. This will go for turn into music, not so like, share, not so. Anyway, Lord bring the first man over Ubanda. We are the master. The name for sometimes is it possible give himself the name master. You know, when I say master, even if in the educational field, somebody else say get master, you will look at back, you know, two terms, not just master. Well, the man, you know, the master dream, you know, everybody can get dream, but you know, the master of the dream there. Wow, this name just too wow. You know, the wow effects. You know, one thing about tonality is super sharp, and I like the you just remember me about Jordan Belfort, and it seems to be like you get so much of in characteristics where you deliver a presentation, and especially the wow effect, because even the name wow effect, wow. Anyway, you're welcome. Might not take the time. Wow effect. Go ahead.
Good evening, Miss Sierra Leone and friends and family. As I can say these days, me not make anybody enemy. If you want to be me enemy, you go ahead and enjoy your life. Good evening, Komon-Tok. I feel that shirt today. After this show, they send them to me first.
No
But
worry,
anyway,
no worry,
it's
no
good
worry. They
for
get
the
the share.
so we tell God thank you for life. Today, we can't talk about Sierra Leone. You see, nothing is impossible except to those that believe it shall be impossible. Me way Sidoya, so all through my life right now, me na impossibility. Everything I do is impossible. Yeah, to be honest with you. And not for even then I answer to talk to you today. So I not believe by limitations, and that's what we're gonna challenge today.
All right, thank you very much. And of course, we see the other gentleman down there, and of course, this name people in change to Chobox. I think a Pacolo they call it. They say for upgrade now. You know, certain height we don't reach for upgrade, not to Cash-Box again for upgrade. But I don't know. Maybe sometime you go. Anyway, welcome on the platform.
Thank you very much. Well, I think that one answer gets to that. You know, Cash-Box, we were the trade. Reggie, like, I forget chop box because I get more money from what's inside. Unfortunately, like, I deal with pennies. And, you know, interestingly, I love Reggie, the master dreamer. You know, I mean, they say that there is a huge distinction between dreaming and imagining. So I guess, like, whilst Reggie is dreaming about, you know, privatization and, you know, publicly owned institution, I guess, like, I'm imagining, like, the whole concept of privatization and how we could, you know, but again, the beautiful thing about that, like the divergent view, that the fact that there is one thing where they bridge that gap, which economists then call PPP, private public partnership. So we're going to talk about these things and delve into it properly.
All right, thank you guys. We appreciate your presence. All right, so first, now we come on this news, so they circulate on social media. We all get interest over as salon people. We get this interest. All right, so Fumble, we see this newspaper. I don't know if you don't already come. Love you go back. What's in the happen? You know. All right, this officer bid already put on formula be away apologies sometimes. Let's say we don't want to talk without to knock out something. I know with sickness now. I met no still go better. We don't believe we talk without to put something. Family on Abia, we just one more second, it almost don't finish for download. All right, okay, it's coming now. All right, so yeah, we go. And this not the newspaper. This will come up from Global Times, and I'm sure this plenty per week go see on our social media. We state see the U.S. ambassador has been summoned by the foreign minister, with Timothy Kabba, with respect to the proposed ban where the U.S. government under Trump they think about. All right, now bring it come, Reggie, with figures. Do you think if you say we get any leverage for America or not just probably it's just face saving for let people and just to say the government not sit down because you know so work out yesterday. We say if not sober government, then for don't engage, you know, sometimes based on that they I don't say they respond to you It's possible they respond to it, it's possible not respond to it, but the outcry it be everywhere on social media yesterday. And perhaps this now one way for tell people and say, okay, now they talk, okay, we said don't make. What do you think? Is it just like the normal face saving, or at least and get any leverage for present to the Americans and make them reconsider their position? What do we have to offer for in exchange for Leonard Putwi? Over to you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is very important, and Komon-Tok, I know you they go in and out in English, but I've been warned via Cash-Box that people that are here, they talk Creole. No, thank you very much, Kashi, for that. No talk Creole, so the people go understand na the ground, yeah, the one they really listen. So these are all parts of the image where Salone don't create for himself over the years. As much as Kinde against Madabio, I can always remind people and say, so food's not a turn penda overnight. The problems of Sierra Leone imagery and everything did not start in 2018. So in answer to your question, we have zero leverage with America. These are the people that would steal the Fed for MCC money. Now the people that we try for get election results through. Then the people now the whole world knows say we the host one of the biggest drug barons. We have no leg to stand on. So this is just a now the Salone card and they try for fool, because they know they fool nobody, me nor you, but the people are there on the ground. Oh, they don't call the Ambassador Hunt. Just going to go tell Ambassador Hunt. What should they go tell her? Unless they say that they go beg Ambassador Hunt, like plead for them. If you're done at the team say, this will be too much. I understand, but there's nothing in Sierra Leone's favor for them to go to get in America with. There's nothing. So we get nothing, bro. We can't empty-handed. As a matter of fact, so this brand ain't going to end up for beg. This Timothy Kabba. We've got nothing at the moment to offer America. That's my take on it.
All right. And to you, Kashi, if you just want to drop a line there, if at least you get anything for any interest.
Well, interestingly, Komon-Tok, it just sound, and this again, it's part of like all the games them and the disrespect towards the Salone people them, because I mean, saying that you summon the ambassador for go talk about what the things that the reason, if we were to believe this, the things them why. Maybe then it's getting with like visa ban, and stop we from all this. All the things are known. Not to say a secret. You conduct an election, and this is the reason why, as Reggie say, again, we'll be mindful of the Boku English. This not so the imagery of Salone and waiting people and they fail for realize, and sometimes Mike can get fed up for even talk about this thing. No country know they better, or like an individual. Let's bring it down to an individual where anybody don't get confidence in you. Salone lack huge confidence. You go back to even drug barons, they find their way in Salone. It is because we are not actually kind of like using our resources to get there. Because look, rogue people around the world, they look for country them where they suffer. This guy, they even make money past Salone as it is right now. So it's easy for make it penetrate Salone. And for all these things then where this guy in the talk, so like they summon the US ambassador. Like, look, the reason why we are in this state, it's all known all over the world. It is because we conduct elections, results not there. But yet still people are making mockery out of these things. It is because, like this guy where the world they look for, they when I go keep him na una country. Like they dance with the immigration chief immigration officer. It kind of like keep company with the president in Peking, with the president, close proximity with the president, and then this now a country where they kill people how they want, they abuse democracy. What in really you want to talk to? I mean, if even you blame people and say now because people and go overstay in America, what's not the reason we make people and go overstay in America? You and I were there like in the UK, for instance, as an example. When we go America, we go there for holiday and come back. No need for overstay. If even if you go say, oh, America like a better place, but yet still you get the basic to life that decide where you there. Unlike Salon, it is because people in the CIA say, going to America, you don't escape from hell. So these are the root causes of these problems. And this thing not a secret. Everything you're going to talk to the ambassador about, what you go convince about, say, when an go election, say like your leader is not in our country. What are you going to talk to him about?
All right, thank you. So this information what they give you, so this is exclusive. Fumble, like I say, this come from a credible source, a credible information. Not all, because of the sensitivity of the matter. There is one thing where they mention one of the reasons, good governance and democracy. That was one of the reasons. There are a lot of reasons, so these are one, and I do the tap. Now, this is not for the government side. Now, so you as a citizen, what's in the advice we foretell we say, this no mean say na visa revocation, meaning that if them be don't issue visa, no mean say if the bank come, they don't know. All existing visa will still remain. Now the future or the prospective or any other person who want to apply can get that challenge. Secondly, they also advise, Fambula, please, this one as Shara, very important. They also advise where they come out salon, where they go America, where they take them food, their medicine, their maybe their antibiotics. Let you get certain level, let you get correct paper. Then really, then say let you get correct papers. You mentioned about the drug business. It's real scenario because even apart from what you talk about. In fact, the U.S. narcotics the states department BO. In fact, they will get that information. They say Sierra Leone, they don't designate as a transshipment of. This is not coming from you. The person, hey, no, Cash-Box, no, you know, let them know. Say, you know, so they're not a authentic source where we all don't borrow from. You know, so by emphasizing it, you just nail it perfect. And so, if you're coming from Salon. Then food item there, be mindful, or at least if you get way, let you know care and go, fine according to the advice. It better. Don't then talk about them bleaching cream because recently then they catch a lot of people with drugs, with NTI, where they manipulate, put, and especially with salon don't they in this height. The one whole world they talk about salon. So nowadays who they tap, and the more we get, now so they tell now. So just know that very, very important for you, the ordinary person. No worry, not so visa revocation, and be careful where they travel with food, and make sure they get correct documents in case you want to take food safe. You want to go medicine, make sure so you get the limit, not take more than the necessary dose because let you know, I mean, you know, the rest of it, let you know, gets bleaching cream. So these are the things and way there's a lot tap here for us. Don't not go past this one. So the more we get, so they definitely can bring a cantona. Yeah, I hope say at least we don't pass information. All right, now we come on the subject matter where we really, really bring calm now. Yeah, and on the top right-hand side corner, we see a very big number. If you are like, I don't know if you're 100 leons, salon money, and but this one not a salon on the, so not a salon billion. No, this is that American billion. The master dream builder, when I Reggie Cole, gets ambitious projects, a plan where in believes we able to get a GDP, the gross domestic product. We don't get all the business in the country, the foreign and now the citizen and the GDP. But tell me first, but you're not person where I'm sure I don't know lava with privatization. I don't know say private who's gonna go get this chamotu and privatization. Why the anti-private and privatization? Over to you.
Thank you. So yes, this 100 billion look big, but it's not really big compared to all what we get and what we can do, not a big number. I want, before we go further, I want for define within a GDP. Very important. Very important, because people are going to confuse Usawidi. Gross domestic product, now the total monetary value of all, and this is the key word, of all finished goods and services. Now, this is where the trouble begins. That word they finished. So all we rutile, whether they take from Tonkolili, they go put on a Wataki, the diamond, the way they escape from Kono, they take and go by plane or whatever. Those are not classed as finished products. So therefore, they are not part of our GDP. They're not a part of our GDP. So one of the ways, as we go inside this program, so with Komon-Tok, is you go see, say, if we arrest and tweak a couple or 2-3 things, this number is also set in a small number if we do the right thing. But before we go any further, I want to take this opportunity for remind we were there on this call right now, and everybody else in our salon, that at the time of independence, there was 3 words we don't stray away from. 3 key words were supposed to be the foundation cornerstone of what Salon is based on. We're not unity, we're not freedom, we're not justice. All 3 of these things have been violated. We now got a heavy case of tribalism. There is no freedom. You cannot speak. You cannot criticize. And there's sure any justice. Because if the president decides, say, he want to keep you in a prison, it'll keep you. If he wake up one morning, he decides, say, he want to pull you in a prison, it'll pull you. So we don't violate the very basis of what Salon was supposed to be based on post-independence. So I left hand there and Lano hug the team from Cash-Box. So I don't know if Cash-Box will contribute to about now.
All right. Now, I will definitely bring Cash-Box inside. In look like, say, they make paddy with privatization. Whilst also, they say someone enemy and someone friend, and and Cash-Box look like say a paddy with privatization. Who's I get this? Who's this bond come out, and who's I fall in love with this? Over to you. Let me understand that.
Right. I think the whole thing, not to say, if I should just take you back, I'm not a huge fan of privatization.
Okay.
However, I think it's a tool where can remedy, USAI public owned, entities are being abused. It's a very, very powerful tool. And interestingly, I think this whole thing stems from the fact that, Sir Reggie, we can call him Reggie Nicole, not mind me, kind of like we talk about, say privatization is a scam, which I get because, based on the history and one thing I know it is because people are doing it for their own selfish gain. But the concept itself isn't a bad thing. And also just going back to Saraji, where you define the GDP and talk about the finished goods and services. One thing also we need to be mindful of is the definition of finished goods is relative. And the reason why I say that, even when they're done for make granite cake naya, somebody else can go use granite cake like us, in raw material. So let's just be mindful of that, like waiting system can be a finished goods to salon, can be like somebody in raw material in another part of the world. So in as much as sometimes we go say, and again, it goes back to the point where if we start to produce things locally, then you will find out, say, like, we GDP kind of like the increase, but as it is, because we are not being productive as a nation, most of these things that we actually sell out, even though we sell them out in their raw state, but to we it is a finished product. Like, that's just like, because it can be relative. It depends. Again, I make if I drive the country for able produce, because when the country produce, not only the actual thing where they produce, it generates other sources of, like, domestic product within the jurisdiction. But the whole thing about this whole privatization is the fact that I think, like, I mean, the provoke Sarah just say, look, I think you're such a socialist, which is good, and I think based on the history of, like, in the UK and all that, but as with time, as we go on with the discussion, we're going to see, like, the benefits, the pros and cons, the advantage, disadvantage of privatization. But again, as I always tell them, it depends, like, how the society day, and I always say for Salon, we know already it's at that stage for go with privatization, because of so many factors them where we say governments them, because one key thing, if one thing where we understand, if you believe in direct foreign investment, you should believe in privatization. If you believe in competition, you should believe in privatization. If you're anti-monopolist, you should believe in privatization. And if also, Sarajin in point making it all say, oh, like the individual in the loss, but privatization also kind of like the key chance for individual, that Mamina Kubobo, forgets like an holding of the assets of the company, if you look at it in detail and deep one. So that's just the synopsis, but I think with time, as the conversation they go, we go kind of like, discuss different things then. And one of the key things with Sareji all is, about capital flight, privatization, because maybe we're thinking it happen, and it calls from like foreign companies them, they come that a country, penetrate a country, then when like dividend profit is being paid as dividend, it goes outside the country. But this is the reason why most of the time you see jurisdictions them, countries them, then they impose like for instance capital gains tax and also heavy dividend taxation, because they want discourage payout, but rather then they encourage like reinvestment back into the economy. But yeah, as we go delve
Anyway,
into this.
thank you very much for the analysis there. Let me bring you calm, master build, dream builder. I see you don't do a fantastic job, painstaking. You don't, what do I say? You don't broke for we certain key industry. Tell me what's in this. We still see now we screen so. Let me understand number.
Okay, what you see now the screen so right now, me family them now a breakdown way of all the Bokuchokwa don't talk all this time. Oh, I know me even take time for broke the cake
Okay.
in parts them till this week. And where I broke the cake in parts then this week, now I realize say the work we'll get for doing a salon is very, very easy. To be honest with you, and I'm not being Father Christmas about this. Because of we GDP, where if we go by the economics definition, the final finished product, cash, I get you on your point about granats and all that, but that in a we can argue that separately. But on the thing about finished product, we greatest and this go surprise some people who are listening right now. We greatest contributor to we GDP now an industry where when you think about it, it not even makes sense. We greatest contributor to with GDP 51.5% now agriculture.
Yeah.
This agriculture way, number one, is mostly subsistence farming, not so industrial farming we get. This agriculture way, then they say nobody no one go work on a farm and so on and so forth. Now in the contribute $2.2 billion to the GDP of the 4 billion. Of the 4 billion, it contribute 2.251%. Industry for we now construction, mining, that sort of thing. They contribute a total of 14.9% to we GDP. So we diamonds, we gold, all the things we say we get. Look at the poultry figure where it contributes. Services, 33.6%. What's in our services? Well, part of this now that get me chance they would send. Part of this now tourism, part of this now just those basic things that what they do, including the banking itself. So we get a GDP of 4 billion. But wait till we cost per capita, that means say if the splits alone today, all man will get $430 for go start again somewhere.
No, I can jump on Andy. I can jump on Andy. The Minister of Finance don't deny that it's no longer 400 and that. He said a mistake, then be done mistake. Then be done rebase the economy now. Then be the say like we not even get we economy with GDP don't grow but even
it's
3
billion.
times safe.
I think
that means for increased tax. So just so you know, we don't search for the audio at the video actually, but I'll just back up say so these statistics where they say so according to the government. But we question them, who do this rebase? When they do this rebase, who source them do it? Because if you just say that it's alone government without her, which international partners and do this BD? Is it a political game? Is this probably just one tax people and because this now the key thing is after people are not stupid again anymore. After you don't talk Nandi, because if you just can't share that goodness, say go away, understandable. But we don't talk, I put tax. How the critical mind will look at her? Okay, you can't tax the people anymore. So for you not raise any kind with you count this softly. And then, boom, you put them, you give them, like dog speaking, where you get bitter medicine, what you do for they get only as soon as they don't make it you show them bananas.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
My friend, two things about that. Number one, the Minister of Finance is not a legitimate Minister of Finance. We have no disaggregated results. That's number one. Number two, you know, it's him broke the world in 2008, where we still know you cover from it really. It's called self-certification. The Mingas something called self-certification. That means say you the right letter say this is your income, and then they give you big hosts, then give you boats, then give you anything based on that letter the way you get from one accountant in the corner. So it wasn't something where you can went and dig deep down that you made. Now then the cause. I mean, remember one story about one lady, one salon pick you in the America. We go buy big house na Potomac. I mean, just an ordinary in also. Go buy £1 million because $1 million because you do self-certification. That brother in talk we don't talk to. Now, like we they ask, now you want to non-self-certify himself. Me no say the year figure is still at 4 billion. Now keep moving. Now on the left hand side here, so you see say the minerals we get 44 minerals. Now let's go quick. Botswana, their own agriculture, they contribute 1.58% to the GDP. The industry, they contribute 34.32. That includes the construction, the mining, like we'll talk about. And then services, that means the tourism and everything else, 59.42. But so the ordinary amount they're listing right now are two figures that we're concerned about, the GDP itself and the GDP per capita. So the GDP itself, Botswana has $7,820. Whereas the GDP is 19.4 billion. We now $4 billion and $430 per person. Even though we have more going for us, I believe Botswana is even landlocked, I think. But we have more going for us than Botswana. You can see, say, with then good governance when they get over the years, and then good contract with companies like the Bears and so on and so forth, they are far ahead and a better lifestyle for their people. So I hand over to Kashi on that one. Komon-Tok, you don't disappear. Kashi, I
think we don't lost that,
okay, so yeah. So but I still they come to the point when it comes to the issue about, you know, there's one video they travel do behind the scene for no puts. Let's just I'll just get this thing clearly, let people and get the pros. And what do they do? They put one video and just 4 minutes. Now they will help we for let the people and get both benefits. But walk we through because I know you want to give me certain example where it makes sense. For example, we see the Western economy, the American economy. Let's say the Western economy, then bank on privatization, we pay dividend. But however, if you look the other way around, technically, you look like say the communist regime where China seems to be leading in all sphere and and if you look at the Asia, not just take Asia for example, you see country like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, they are doing fantastic because then ditch or at least they minimize privatization, which na your points where I support that part today. So that clip will get for campus, it go just bring we into power. What's your take actually? Why governments need for pay attention on supporting the private sector? I mean the public sector.
Are you asking me? Yeah. Is it me or Cash-Box?
They get me?
Yes, now me they ask or Cash-Box?
No, cash. Yeah, cash.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought it was yeah. You know, I love the example where you give, and one classic case about a publicly owned entities. Now, is a Singapore, which seem for succeed, immensely. And I always just say one thing: it depends at what stage of the life cycle. If I should use, the concept of product life cycle, where, like, of course, you get the introductory stage, the growth stage, maturity stage, and then you begin to find like the decline stage. If we look at that concept, it tells you why different jurisdiction could actually embark. Again, you go to China. I mean, China started enjoying their potential or, fulfilling on meeting their potential, like, is it 3, 4, 5 decades ago? Because they come of age where they say, you know what, we get the population, we get the people and wait for consume. And if you find out China, most of the things are publicly owned and controlled. And this is why I say, when it comes to the saloon scenario, and if you should look at the Western economies, like if you look at like the UK, like the West, you can notice say then more focus on privatization, and the reason being one thing where we for look at privatization is also like a form of debt, because in a way you kind of like to sell this particular public sector for like an upfront cash, for instance. Equities are being issued, shares are being issued and all that. But the thing is, when you look at the salon, because their economy they've explored, like I would say, everything they had. Always need to try for do now for maintain the status quo. This is the reason why, like I believe, like when you look at like the AI inventions and all that, it is because, like, typically, like I was reading something about AI. AI now, because they know say that they run out of population. There is a huge population drift within the Western economies. The only continent where they enjoy growth in their population is Africa. That is one of our greatest assets. So what did they do? Then it's time for use AI for make it kind of like look at the loopholes where humans are supposed to take place. So all of these things, now making it find out, say, they are matured economies where they need this privatization. They've explored everything. They just want to maintain that level. But if in the case of Salon, one of the danger for privatizing these institutions, it is because the government would not take responsibility. For instance, imagine like we they go now and privatize we mining companies them, like SL Mining. Within the happen, the government not able to understand, say, whenever they kill people and when they protest, it gets a serious knock-on effect on the interest rate where the government they pay. So what's going to happen if the government gets a business mindset? The moment they go like they control these institutions, like now then they go take debt, now then they go fund the finance somewhere. They know anything they do for damage the reputation. For instance, your slider case, you don't want business to do with your slider case, because like the moment you expose yourself to that stage, you destroy the reputation. Like right now, the cost of debt, like any company that I know of a particular bank where if any company get exposure to salon, trust me, they would not actually give any finance to that company there. The state at which salon they, it's just like when me and you today, Naya, if we get bad credit, we they go to their loan shark them, where they charge we exorbitant interest rate. That's the thing, and this is the reason why I strongly oppose to privatization, even though to some extent you can use privatization just like a form of debt. Waiting, I mean, you can actually kind of like look at your industry, see what it actually was, and say, you know what, if I go privatize this, give me a lump sum. Give me like a lump sum of money. I release this thing to you. But the danger now is when thing we do in a salon, we don't fully understand what thing we get. So blindly, we go actually kind of like sell with companies them to this we natural resources to these companies without actually knowing. So when thing happen, then they abuse we because they are better informed than us. So they're gonna wait. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Not just jump because Lowy just I would really want Lowy bring these video where they're on both sides of una, so we're not gonna work out half. This is not 4 minutes, but trust me, you get much benefits in this conversation. Famul, Lowy take this one. What do you can?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This now Komon-Tok. In case you don't know.
From Republicans. But what does it actually mean? Generations ago, America built an entire national highway system, along with the largest and best public colleges and universities in the world. Also public schools and national parks, majestic bridges, dams that generated electricity for entire regions, public libraries, public research. But around 1980, the moneyed interests began pushing to privatize much of this, giving it over to for-profit corporations. Privatization, the argument went, would boost efficiency and reduce taxes. The reality has been that privatization too often only boosts corporate bottom lines. For example, consider Trump's proposal for infrastructure. The problem is that it depends on private developers who'd make money off of both tax subsidies and private tolls. So the public would get charged twice without any guarantee that the resulting roads, bridges, or rapid transportation systems would be built where they're most needed. Now, it's true that private for-profit corporations can do certain tasks very efficiently, and some privatization has worked. But the goal of corporations is to maximize profits for shareholders, not to serve the public interest. The question should be, what's best for the public? Now, here are 5 rules of thumb for when public services should not be privatized. Number 1, don't privatize when the purpose of the service is to bring us together, reinforcing our communities, helping us connect with one another across class and race, linking up Americans who'd otherwise be isolated or marginalized. This is why we have a public postal service that serves everyone, even small rural communities where for-profit private carriers often won't go. This is also why we value public education and need to be very careful that charter schools and other forms of so-called school choice don't end up dividing our children and our communities rather than pulling them together. Number 2, don't privatize when the service is less costly when paid for through tax revenues than through prices set by for-profit corporations. America's
All right. Okay. Let's just tap on that side here because of we want you don't eat both of the things. Let's just walk you through back again. Which one benefits will we what you learn from that we could maybe add to this conversation regarding privatization with regards to this you chat we don't go viral on social media. Over to you, Reggie.
Okay, so the
If you
previous
go in
slide
three
just now,
minutes, that would be fine. So that we're able to maximize
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah, so it's 21:29 now. So the previous slide just now shows Salone on the left-hand side in total darkness, apart from where generated and they operate, and show Botswana lit up like a fancy city, even though we get 44 minerals and so on and so forth.
Okay.
One of the ways where Botswana, though able for get and country humming to the point that they pay picking them for go school, they pay them. We see
Yeah.
now
So
what
that,
is
yeah,
there.
yeah,
One of
yeah.
the reasons is the one mineral where they're giving a diamond, then develop 2-3 balls per person, and decide that the Bears can't take control of their assets anymore. That's where it's from. So we can go now to the next slide. I'll talk about the pie. Quickly, I got 2 minutes. Okay. So this year, when you look at this slide, if you're not a business person or economist and so on, where they think, you look and see the problem on this cake. Me family them, this na salon in cake of earnings. So 55% of una crinkle and palm oil, then kind of thing, now they bring in the majority of una GDP. Then 20% mining and natural resources, now they contribute to Salone in GDP. Although when you peel that layer there even further, 85% of the thing that they export out of Salone now minerals, right? But it only actually bring in a net 7% to the GDP. Then you get services. Also, like I say, tourism for day, banking for day, then kind of microfinance and so on. Now 15% no more. Then you get manufacturing and construction, when at 5% each. So this pie tells me what it means for do. Number one, you get for now formalize and industrialize farming. I get Cash-Box this evening again. The bank. I'm not talking about rice Cash-Box. I'm talking about the wholesale with pepper, with onions, with palm oil, everything else. We farm them for one reason and one reason only, to get to the point where we can export the produce of our country. I get 1 minute left. I watch the time. So we need to focus and industrialize the agricultural sector so it becomes fashionable, it becomes funky, it becomes something that the Pekin that want go do. Not so, hey, I know I'm going to be farmer. Okay. And then the next one, I'm going to keep to the time. The next one is the mining sector. And we'll go back into this talk as we go into this slide. We need to grab a hold of it. We need to bring it back in-house. And Cash, the purpose of this is I'm going to show you later how we do it, to allay all your fears. Carry on. My 3 minutes is up.
Yeah, go ahead, Cash. Over to you.
Well, you see, this is the thing, and when you look a graph back to the GDP. And by the way, you remind me, Steph, I need to do audio about the Minister of Finance talking about the GDP don't double. Hopefully, maybe I'll do it maybe tomorrow, because somebody don't remind me, but I forgot actually. You see, when you look at the graph, it tells you that it goes back to the point we had to make about, that we need for grab hold of we mining industry, because that's the biggest blessing we get all over the world. The reason why they always say Salone is rich, it is not because of our agricultural produce. It is not because of like our land. It's not because of like, but the reason why they're saying that, it is because of our mineral resources. But yet still, the mineral, no, they achieve anything for we country. Hence the reason why I always say, for Salone, as it is right now, we ought for grab hold of all we mineral resources. Look, the world is, and the worrying thing, not the fact that when they talk about diamond, Botswana, you know, they push for like the diamond now, they grab them, and because what's happened now, there are lab diamonds, artificial diamonds being produced. Very, very soon, the price of diamond get for go down. Like, this is the problem where we get as a country. We're not able. Again, it goes back to the story of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they know say oil they become very soon. I don't know. Very soon is relative, like a thing of the past. What are they doing right now? You know, Saudi Arabia. I think they host like the 2034, 35 World Cup or so. They're diversifying their economies to the extent they're willing. You know, a woman like Mama Salon, where they do audio. I think Reggie has said that audio, where elaborates very well on it. They're doing so much. Like they try for even compromise the culture, their religion, just for able diversify their economy. When you look at this, it's a disgrace. It's embarrassing because this 55% of we 4 billion GDP, it's about 2.3 billion where agriculture they make for we. Guess what? And this is waiting always the bank on. The reserve of iron ore in Tonkolili alone can give us 27 billion every year. $27 billion. This is not a joke. It is. Go and search it up. I mean, hopefully since I'll look for them and send them to you. Can give us 27 billion just in Tonkolili alone. And also a research tell we say we can make $5 billion. How we go see them agriculture? Where we say the landscape outside India and I mean I get your point about pepper. I'm not talking about rest. I just give example. So the landscape outside India and China, the plant
now who stand and do that research where the fish and the water, the fish or mineral resources.
I think even before 2018, Seth.
Okay.
Even before 2018.
Like, do the research.
Yes, let them do the research and say we can make 5 billion. How can we see
now government do or a private entity?
No, I think it's not external body. I think it was I think UN or so. Now UN or so that they be doing. This is the problem where we get with we country. And you know, when you think about it, we border the Atlantic Ocean. I get so like because in where they work with a trawler where Chinese then they mine. I mean, I do not know how true this is, but it tell me say, like even the fish them where they actually get from the trawler them, the boxes them outside they put them, then they say made or maybe like exported from China. Even the boxes, the fish them where they catch in a salon. It tell me this in confidence. I do not know how true that is. But this is the problem. How a country where tiny, where the term salon, the outside China and the plants the rest or India, a big past one old salon. Now we can see agriculture, we don't know it for. They know it for.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we jump back to Reggie for let's say with another 3 minutes of this I don't know if you don't know it on, no, you know this next slide. No, you mute.
Two things we need to do. Well, there's several things we need to do. We need to formalize this is where my dad comes in, the agriculture sector. We need to take it very, very seriously for how feed we serve, food security, and for export. I mean, I long to see the day where they get things like rose apple and Tesco's. That rose apple. I mean, now they will just sell in this country. We need for do that here, avocado, all that kind of
things. It sell, yeah. It really sell, yeah.
Yes, it will just sell.
Really sell. So we need you know, we apple, you mean that we apple, salo apple.
That was apple.
Pink.
Yes, that pink apple.
It's the pink one.
That pink one.
That pink apple.
Yeah.
And they will sell in this country.
Exactly.
Plum will sell in this country.
I'm glad the way you bring down these are some of the, and guess what? Sorry for that, I just jump into. Yeah. Where you bring can this agriculture product, things that I don't remember number one kit. There are key things that what we love where it's just part of we as Sierra Leonean, where we able to go propel and sell back to the world for letting people. For example, the ginger beer. The ginger beer we will make a unique. Of course, I see the Jamaica ginger beer, but tastes like saloon ginger beer. We will call that flavor. We on flavor. We unique. Now we no more get a recipe. They just like Coca-Cola get their own recipe. Pepsi get their own. If it tastes and gets difference and the same. Salon ginger beer and Jamaican ginger beer are not to the same. So yes,
Sorry, Reggie, before you come back in and come on talk, one critical thing, you see, when we talk about race, Reggie, we go to supermarket, since this one and race, that brown race, we then find very, very healthy, one and sent a 5 pound. Imagine we walla race, how much that would worth. Now, again, this is the point where they make. If we don't even need for what we say, let me go plant
thank
this
you.
one.
Let Reggie. You just bring this very interesting conversation. Over to you again.
Yes.
Let people
So these are the low-hanging fruits. If I was making economic policy in Sierra Leone, would they formalize the agricultural industry? Would they make it sexy? Would they make boys and girls dream for going to farm? Okay, there's a way to do all these things. It's all marketing. Then I left this bit for the conversation for much, much later because I want to hit Cash-Box, let it not come back. I said and go back na Komon-Tok so far next week. But with a grab hold of the mining industry, and I will show Cash-Box and the listener how we do that. And there's no wait for we're not there right yet, whatever. No. The time is now. This is the opportune time to do this, to grab this industry. But I don't want to delay too much there. But one of the things, you go back to the thing. One of the areas when a super low hanging fruit is to grab hold of tourism. Let me explain. Because of Brexit, in the West now, if you want to go someplace in Europe, you need to take visa. Okay, where then people are not used to before.
Yeah.
Okay, the average, I don't promote this before. The club 18 to 39, that means they picking the way all 18 to 30 rather. All they want to do now for go someplace where they play on a beach, jump in the sea, have sex, have drinks, and whatever. We able for transport them people in there on the one hand from Europe, but then you get the American side, where Americans, especially now under Donald Trump, they try to find their identity so they come out. We know the Oprah, and we know about other people that we don't taste themselves to salon. Oprah saying Amende, that's great. All these things, them would also take Alexei. Would they wait for Jesus or Prophet Muhammad for can't tell we waiting for do with anything there because our politicians don't have a clue and they don't care about Sierra Leone because all these things here. So now marketing insights you to get when you hear something like that, you need for act on those things to drive traffic. The tourism could be about 500 million, about $500 million a year within 18 months, just like that. But let me go. Let now keep people there.
All right. Yeah. Again, yes. You just want to jump into yourself gets another. Would they take more than 2 minutes and then we push our update so that we allow the family then so let them jump in. Yes, Kashi.
Thank you. You see, again, like over the years, and this is my joy of, Reggie, because you don't say within the FTI social media and say, oh, social media are idlers. These stories, not in the way, I've been banging on about for like the last 5 years. The tourism, Reggie, I'm not sure if you've seen like a documentary of this Indian guy, BBC, showing our lovely islands, Nasalone. This is the reason I can always tell people when they talk about, oh, Lunge Bridge, make Lunge Bridge, they ask me safe. Because, okay, I don't dispute that. Because for me, to every business decision, you must weigh the pros and cons. I always believe in that. That's my mindset. But hold on. If you go make Lunge Bridge, have you thought about, say, Lunge na Island? We get airports there already. Savaji, you don't hire Boku plane them for going to islands then. Can you imagine 6 hours from here to Salone? People in the left and then country there, they go like now places them like the Asian countries where they take 10 hours to Salone. You look at Lunge and say, do we need the bridge? Or we can actually kind of like make up like a holiday, place, like a village, a town, where people will say, oh, I'm going to this island, na Salone. Have we weighed that option? These are some, you see, when you look at like the politicians, do they get this idea of that when they see something like where it is traditional, when Oprah Winfrey say, oh, a common salon, how do we monetize that? So everything is about monetizing these things. Do we have that mindset of turning like every statement or action into money, that is the thing where we need for beginning to think about. And I think I don't beat me 2 minutes.
All right. Anyway, so as we round up now, because we don't clock we 1 hour as always where we get, while the family and then get the other part of it. I don't know if you're logging at this next slide or you still want.
No, I think say if I ask the Fambule flow finish the slide on this particular occasion, because this is a big topic here. So
okay,
ask them, let them vote at the commentary if they allow finish the slide or they allow stop. Which one?
All right, so yeah, Famul, this is interesting. We get let's see how many more slides in left. Let's just check. We get 13 slide. We did 4. We did 4.
Okay, show me that. I will tell you which one for skip. If you go, I will say skip that one day.
We did 4.
Because we run democracy.
Okay.
We're not doing ECSL. Oh, they're all important.
They're all important. So
go back. Yeah. Keep going back. Yeah, reverse. Okay. All right. Let's take go back. Yeah. Let's go quick. You know what, Cash? If I could just
now we ask people first so that we'll get there. Family, you know, so now 1 hour we can budget for, but now I get the program. If now we push go before, we will get the results now. Now get the comment section so that we will get Kates, they say una finish and please. Okay. And Zanab see they say una finish and please. I think then they're at the same side.
Yes.
And AIT they say go ahead. And all right, look like say well not get anybody we don't say others. Somebody they say Jibril they say let's go. All right. Abdul Conte, this one Dave say please finish the slides. Well, it look like say he don't know at least we go before now. Okay.
Last suggest something we check with Cash. What I want to do, let me rush through the slides quickly. Let me just rush through the slides since I'm prepared. Cash, you can get your questions. There you go. We'll go debate how we solve that privatization problem because they are the crux of the matter. But I'll just rush through no more. I will take less than a minute on each slide. Just finish no more. So yeah, is that fair enough?
The
Cash,
next one.
Okay, let's go.
The next one.
Yeah, next one, please. Yeah. So, 3-pronged attack to eliminate corruption. Now, the big thing is, so you get the $100 billion plan. So if you aren't go to any financial, one thing they ask you is, well, you get all this bad name and so on and so forth. How can we give you money to fund this plan? It's a business plan you get for justifier. Number one, if you aren't get rid of corruption as a loan or any sign of the world, you need to pay people a reasonable wage and on time. You cannot have a teacher where they go for 6 months, you not pay. Then you not expect like ask you picking for lesson money. It's impossible. You cannot not pay a police officer a good wage for letting not ask you stretching and say, they take bribes. Impossible. So when they do that and they raise public sector wages, there's a plan for it. And not just to talk no more. Which are the outcome? Will reduce bribery, increase productivity, attract qualified professionals from around the world. Okay. Then number two, you digitize every government transaction. No more cash in our office. No cash, no middlemen. So you get full transparency, eliminates under the table deals, increases government revenue, and attracts the right type of foreign investor, not drug barons. And number three, the ACC anti-corruption is expert-led, not a one-power we own the way they talk Creole team, Limba, Mende, whatever. It's you get some experts in that division, then we develop a whistleblower culture. That means if me see Komon-Tok, they take 1 million. Yeah, me they get 100,000 of that. If I could go report it and put a clear-cut case of which I see they go on. That's when we all become we own police. That's what we get for do. We don't try on the other way for 64 years. Hasn't worked. Then under this same banner, you have a central procurement supervisory department from nappies to machinery. Anything the government get for buy, would they buy at the right price, get the right deal for the people to which it belongs. Komon-Tok logo. We don't say 1 minute maximum. Okay, then this. You focus on the West is going downhill right now. So me and Cash-Box argue just now. Let's just go because of 3 things, in my opinion. 3 things. Number one, then take production go overseas. They mean be very, very greedy. Now they all use them, just like we all use them. They all use themselves idle, or then some man they go study for be a barrister. but they work na Starbucks as a barista because the jobs are not there. Yeah, okay, and people are not get social mobility in the main anymore. You know, you get somebody 40 years old is still living at the same room where he grew up. There's a problem because production's been taken out of the economy. So now there's a phrase that I learned years ago called MMW equals NR plus HR times tools. That's natural resource. We get in abundance. We get land. We get soil. We get weather, human capital, minerals. Okay, we need to put that in plus with the human resource itself. So we get our youth them employed. And the government has a responsibility to either create the tools, i.e. like manufacturing industrial parks, self-contained with electricity and water, so we can get ahead. We're not going to sort out the electricity problem overnight. But then made in Sierra Leone will be a focus. Imagine if Sierra Leone they make pad. This pad way, hands off our guys we talk about. You know, imagine if Sierra Leone they make boxers or underwear, bras, that kind of thing. What would they sell overseas for get foreign exchange? Something as simple as get a basic car assembly, exactly like what in Vietnam do. Vietnam gets one car company called VinFast. That's what they start. Then begin take all BMW and the assembler. Now then get a whole car company of their own. We can do these things. Let's go to the next slide. Kashi, come in anytime you want to. Let's go into the next slide. Family. Now these are the one thing where we get, and I pray that we keep them. That's Sierra Leone. You know. We need to keep our family values. We need to stay away from anything where they deviate, because at the this now Lenten season and this now Ramadan, at the very core of God in work, now family. We cannot allow that to destroy and fathers and the go born picking when they're not responsible for. We have to do this way. We need to recognize the family. Then one thing we go do for Move Salon for us to this $100 billion plan is age 16 to 18, if you know they go further education or whatever, you have no choice. You're going to go join the army just for that period, at least 1 year. You learn discipline, you learn how to work and whatever. Because before the internet, the richest people in America were two types of people before the internet checkup. They were farmers and teachers. It's funny how that works. Farmers and people in the army. It's funny how that works because of the discipline. Because of go check out the discipline that they learned. We need for bringing that back kind of salon. Next slide, sir. We host don't go sleep. Privatization.
They're listening loud and clear.
Yes, privatization. And this they call the argument with me and Cash-Box. Abolisher. It don't fail. Now the UK, every privatized public sector. Whatever you want to call it, has failed. From water to electricity to it's failed. It doesn't work. America, then they look their city, then Detroit. Look what's happening in some parts of Pennsylvania, the Heinz factory, and they used to have Heinz stuff. Listen, it does not work, Cash. We will argue about them in a minute. Because the leopard are the left in sports. Business people are about maximizing profits. And if they go for sack people, then they go sack them. If they go for export then tax, and they export and tax, and they revenue. So they don't contribute to the society. Now you make like England today, we got potholes. We got potholes in England. What? Just the next town here, so Weybridge. Yeah? Who's our leave? Put it in Pekin and Dede. But where you drive? So technically, you are lost control by Motka because of potholes, because the tax receipts not they come in. The company that were then privatize not they contribute to the economy anymore. That money they sit on the Cayman Islands, that money they sit on the Belize. It's not coming into the economy. Yes, will they get train? Yes, will they get water? But are they contributing to the economy? That's why you take and copy and paste the Singapore model, where you create not a government controlled, but a government-owned commercial companies, where you have CEOs all across the world. They're not there for CEO for Coca-Cola or Apple. Same kind of thing. You bring in the CEOs to run those companies. Trust me, there's no government involvement. They're working just like any CEO in the world for make profit for the country. But this time, the profit stays in the country. They get the effect, they get new school, and they get new health. Privatization is a scam. I'm not care what Cash-Box tell me tonight, but go on to the next slide, sir. Let it go. So you can see also balance sheet, right? So this is a privatized company. You look on the asset side, you get the government to get immediate cash for the sale. But I'm like, when you go sell your own SETI, You don't get cash, so you feel good, you go to car. But now when you can't for consider, you're not getting the place for consider again. Eventually, you run out of cash. Okay, so your liabilities, you get debt if a finance deal, which they always do, these venture capitalists, they always put debt on which they privatize, always, no exception. Shareholders' equity, profit from the sale, you get the cash. But at the bottom line on your balance sheet, you're no longer part of the government. So therefore, you're not affected. Your shareholders' equity as a government where they represent the people is zero. The people don't get any richer. In fact, the people are getting poorer. Because then they loan across their balance sheet. Whatever the benefits are of a strong balance sheet, they get it. They only come back to the taxpayer when they don't make losses, like Thames Water and the train lines and so on. Next slide, sir. Okay, here you go see, say, a balance sheet by a government-owned company, the Temasek Holdings. You go see the benefits. Number one, the government own all the shares. So all the profits is up to the government, like Norway, and Singapore, okay, even Dubai, right? So the retained earnings, the profit is reinvested in schools, in roads, airports, that kind of thing. Government control the equity. Cash-Box, I think we would make one mistake. I'm not talking about this present government. I'm talking about if we want to go forward, this is the plan. We need to have, not this government, okay, with this person, where they are. I'm talking about how do we go forward? We need to create we follow the Singapore plan, which works. The UK and USA does not work. But carry on. Next slide, sir. Next slide, quick one more. All right, so here we go. I don't know if we're going to see this one clearly. We're going to see the Temasek Holdings in Singapore versus the UK. Logo. So Singtel works. It's profitable. Yeah. British Telecom don't face so much problem in the United Kingdom. Okay, Singapore Airlines, the #1 airline in the world today for business travel. British Airways, they bottom. It's privatized by Iberia. DBS Bank maintain a strong national presence and growth in Asia. Royal Mail is privatized since 2013 and failing. Keppel Corporation, innovation in marine offshore. British Gas, failing. Temasek's own portfolio diversified. I think they have, second only to Norway, I believe, the strongest sovereign wealth fund in the world. Okay, Rail Track. Well, come on now. Cash, say the software network with. Yeah, it doesn't work. Then they take all the money out of the system. Let's go to the last slide, I think, sir. And then I think this is it. So you can see the comparison summary. A private company, private investors control the assets. Profit goes to private shareholders. Prices increase to maximize profit. Less accountability to the citizens. Less taxes to the government, as I just talked about. Then a government-owned company, government retain full control of the asset. Profit reinvested for public benefit. Prices typically controlled to ensure affordability. And general accountability focus on public welfare. This is the true picture of a privatized company versus a private company owned by the government. It's two different things. It's two different things. I'm not saying government should be the ones that do this function, but governments can create a vehicle that is a private company that is run commercially for profit, and a CEO has a responsibility to make those industries profitable. That's it. I think that's the end of the slide, I believe. Oh,
all right. Yeah. What's in the the last one? This probably increased cost within consumer cost and service quality. In these are some of the probably
negatives. Some of the negatives. Yeah, so you get cost and go up. For example, Thames Water come this last couple of 6 weeks here and said they're going to increase. I was saying that I think 16%, 53%. At the same time, asking us for 3 billion. Okay, deterioration in prison because G4S and SACO, they're inside the prison. In fact, in America, the reason why the prison is full in America, because they're not about rehabilitation. You are a hotel guest to the privately owned people. I mean, and they chock-a-block, then they bribe in the background. Trust me, judges and everything, send them go because you're not guest. You're a guest. right? So you didn't make money.
They make money. Yeah,
NHS, negative quality in outsourcing. We know say people are already on bank, then they pay almost double the sum way, then they pay somebody where they work a normal shift. Okay, then you get job losses, then Boku. Then you get increased health and safety risk post privatization. It doesn't work. I'm not carrying Cash-Box. I'm not caring if you smile like say you did a Oliver Twist. It doesn't work, bro. All right, let me keep
All
going.
right. Okay. Let me just bring it inside, Kashi. Reggie in points then seems to be very strong. And in the beginning of the program, you say not a huge fan of privatization. So are you unbalanced? Which way you know? How this go work? Waiting at the benefits where perhaps you could take from this, and then Lori just gets. I mean, the people who they look for, we will help we for Lori gets
Thank you. You see, I
comprehensive
think
knowledge.
thank you, Komon-Tok, and thanks. That's a wonderful presentation. Like you can tell, like you're a businessman anyway. But you see, let's don't take away, maybe sometimes that we experience for describe, something way good as bad. And the reason why I say this, if I should kind of like go back to the point you made earlier before I come to the old privatization, the thing about the wages paying people well. There is a concept where I don't bank on for like over 5-6 years about paying people well within an economy. The reason why, I hear one day kind of young in the parliament, they talk about, oh, the wage bill, the wage bill, the wage bill. The reason why they worry about the wage bill, it is because they do not believe in that fountain theory. Because in the fountain theory, when we go to Trafalgar Square, Sir Reggie, the water where they pump out of that lion in mouth, then they go on the back and pump out. Like it's like I say. So when you believe in the fountain theory, you pay people them well. However, there is a need for like a huge injection of cash within the economy where they generate productivity. Because if you pay people and they're not productive, it causes inflation within the system. So, but when you pay people them well, if you manage the money within the economy, usai somebody they're gonna say
I look like say Kashi internet. I don't know if you travel go salon. I don't know maybe something in the program because okay. If you say if you say don't connect to a salon, if you say you internet don't connect.
I'm privatizing internet again. I'm privatizing internet.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, you see, when you look at the whole concept of like paying people well, there is nothing wrong with that as long as you get people to be productive. We can't begin to produce people because the same salary they pay them, and then they buy rest, and then they get for buy paper, and then they get for pay us rent. So the money goes within the system. It's a fountain theory. So why you for worry about wage bill and compromise? You talk about one of the presentation about family. Why you for worry about wage bill, but this papaya way for take responsibility, not even getting for it, like able to provide, even like now the minimum wage is about 800,000, but one bag rest costs 1 million. So how can you pay people below the price of like we staple food, which is rice? You just destroy the whole family concept. And why you don't worry about wage bill? Where we say this person not only Liberia for go buy rice, not only Liberia for go pay rent, not only Liberia for go buy paper. It's within the economy. So you have to finance these things, and then we kind of like build and grow productivity within the economy. Anyway, this is the point about privatization. And Sir Reggie, I think there is no way, I repeat my point, I don't feel say salon. Maybe in the future, we might need it. And you're talking about like, the privatization, one of the most, wasteful public sector like entity, not the UK, not the NHS. One of and I tell you this because I know it firsthand. I speak to somebody where they work like na NHS, like in fact, like even they laugh and say, look, like the way one of they waste we money. Because privatization, if you believe in competition, Sir, which I believe you do, you should not go against, because privatization brings about competition. If you're anti kind of like
So you
monopoly,
mentioned something very important for
yeah,
we all in at the UK. Law does benefits and the you talk
yeah,
about NHS, the waste
yeah,
money. Although
yeah,
not very sensitive topics in there
mhm,
because we don't want to go too deep with the British politics. You
yeah,
understand, eh? So
mhm,
sometimes we just the roughly no more just the itself.
mhm,
You know, we want limit we we liability or whatever as the
mhm,
case may
mhm,
be.
yeah.
But approval, we understand how the NHS they waste money.
I mean, we don't see them in the news. In fact, even I think yesterday or so,
Okay.
was it 2 or 3 days ago? They actually kind of like they said, and they closed like NHS England or something like that, like quite recently. And when you look at like Sareji mentioned about how the old NHS, like some people like within the bank shift, some man they work inside, but they get better paid. People just abuse the system. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
you go like now, waiting time don't increase massively.
Yeah, the waiting time. Yes, that's
Again, when you look at these things, I'm not a fan for say it's just like the video where you play this white guy where they talk about like say I think if you I don't forget what he say if you bring the community together, you shouldn't privatize it, which I get. However, if you talk about profitability, let's go back to waiting to bring profitability. Profitability, not to just they do the same nonsense and then they expect if the populace are well educated. For instance, like Sareji, they talk about the potholes, like Usai putting the picking and the leaf and all that in the remember, we get to understand say profitability goes with like where you kind of like efficient and do things them the right way. People bring it brings about this thing where people get trust in you and confidence. Because when you talk about like publicly owned, what do they do? Now monopoly is a cause. And we all know the disadvantage of monopoly. Like even though you go talk say, oh, the taxes, like the taxpayers are not getting like value for their money and all that. What if you privatize these very things? They could well bring about, because remember, just because Mada Bioti for election, just because Mohamed Kanawa Kone decide for announce the number where he feel for announce means say democracy is a bad thing? Are you going to tell me that democracy is bad because because in our work na salon, because people and they condone the nonsense? So it goes back to like this whole thing about privatization and publicly owned. These things could well be owned by the public, by the
okay.
government, but they're badly managed. They're not even value for money. For instance, like the taxes that we do pay now, the NHS is badly managed. That is actually eating up our tax. It could well be the reason why you're paying 40% tax, because of like the need to service the NHS. It could well be managed in a way, because I always say this: when you privatize them and then if you don't make losses, you don't do bad, then you kind of like they strangle them with regulations. It makes them difficult to breathe. So this is the reason why, for again, Salon, I strongly believe, although there could well be, because remember, privatization also can bring like instant cash. Let's say, for instance, Salon, I think I begin making the point, we get this mining in Salon. If we understand fully the reason why we need it, we privatization in the work in Salon, it is because we self as a country don't understand the very thing that we would go list out to these companies. So what's happen? Then they rip we off because we don't understand. So if we understand fully, get geologists them, for instance, where they actually go understand, get like bioengineers, then when they go understand we water, waiting then we water first before we say, give him money upfront. That is a form of debt. Give him money upfront. We they list this thing to you. We know how much you get from mine. We monitor them. Almost fish they get from. Police. Yeah,
Anyway, time don't beat with the question, but this last point where you talk is super
yeah,
important. Perhaps I enjoy more in the
mm,
sense is so laughable, self, and it's only either those people who are managing that particular entity, they don't know what they do, incompetency don't supersede. Because how you go invite me as a business person for can check, let's say, I think boy Jalo, I don't know if I can make that example in Aya or Bikauta. So imagine you get a granite farm. I don't know you remember I would that be make that example before. Imagine you get a granite farm. The person they can buy the granates, in the campus, and they can check all almost granates day. Then they can tell you say, Cash-Box, you granite farm, don't check how. As you say, if you don't harvest, you will get 10 bag.
Yeah.
But if you sometimes if you do that and you check, you might get even 40 bags.
Absolutely.
So
But come on, I don't want just
these are the problem. And I make we touch that part today, it just make us say, oh yeah, it's very important.
Exactly.
The mining companies, in fact, once they do this prospecting, they also mine secretly. And because I worked at the mining back then, African Minerals, I worked briefly. And we know how then they do some of them UKK business. So then they even mine when they do prospecting. In fact, there's some prospect for don't get full license. Then they go up to 2 years, 3 years.
Exactly.
They're free.
Thank you. And this is not just end quickly. This is the thing. Again, it goes back to corruption. Part of the presentation we Reggie make. Corruption is so engraved within our society. To some extent, even being publicly owned, these entities now a rip-off because they even damage we more because people are so corruptly minded. And this is the thing, the point why they make, if we go take, like we always say, me are a big fan for go take loan. Let me say we understand what we get. We say this fish, begin to pull 5 fish every year from salon. We know what we get. Now 5 fish, we monitor it. We kind of like they really monitor them waiting in the mind and country. They're giving money up front. That money they want to give it up front. We go make Connaught Hospital. We go make Cottage Hospital. That is good value. That just because we refuse to monitor things well doesn't mean that system is broken and it's a ripoff or it's a scam.
Thank you very much. And I just want, I've never been more optimistic than today when I hear we Master Dream Builder puts this thing. I'll give a confess this. We don't do it until after the show, but I choose for doing. I have never been more optimistic since Salon we able to raise that money based on what you don't see. I have never. Because the thing is, it's just about what they always talk about, accountability. Simply, we're not able to get the right leadership, what the old people and say, now so for you. That's it. That not the magic, not the winning buckets. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm sure this for me are one of the best programs this for this month old. Anyway,
okay,
so
let's say
yeah. If you
one American president, he say talk softly but have a stick by the door or something like that. So like how whip Cash-Box now with a mega blow. Yes, then you take your question. Cashy, yeah, with a miscommunicate. That's not the problem. With a miscommunicate. Always you say valid, just like when me said the talk. Always valid. Yeah. What I'm saying is, you they make a commercial entity here. I don't know if the people that will see. Okay, here now assets, here now liabilities, here now shareholder equity. This is the balance sheet. These are the big accounting tool where mean everything to a business. Now, when you privatize this, your business, you give it to Mr. Basma. Let's use that name. Not a bad name. You get it. You lose control over what happens here. And this Naim Basma, they go get loan against, expanding business against, and so on. What I am saying is you create a commercial company, not a government agency. It's a business. You have a CEO from anywhere in the world that qualify for run that particular industry. That CEO in job, now forget what they call the shareholders' equity, constantly they go up. And who are the shareholders? Them number one, the leading shareholder is the Ministry of Finance or NASIT, for example. Now he own 100% of these shares, but who are the actual the UBOs, the ultimate business owners, now the people of Sierra Leone. So that CEO there is well compensated like any other CEO of a football club, of a big, for make sure say the assets that continuously to grow, the liabilities continue to come down, and the shareholders' equity to go north. But it's a private company, so this is going to be the likes of an NDMC, but not government run. The only thing the government own are the paper. That's what Singapore did. They only hold the paper.
But Reggie, I get that concept. And one thing you get to understand also, like the assets, the liability, they talk about the liability going down, the assets going up, and the equity going north as well. But this is the thing. The very balance sheet that you talk about right there is the fact that if even the government remember, I gave you an example about like Saudi Aramco in Saudi Arabia.
And so I think Fambu said at the time now this, but I don't be in time that. Yeah, that's so now we just get it and 7 minutes take your own time. Yeah, so Fambu they take 1 minute 44 seconds. Who can on a time for talk, or they can just.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This now Komon-Tok, in case you don't know. Oh, yeah. Whenever we pledge with love and loyalty to his sweet mamas alone. Now we all folk come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go make alone. Anytime where you day, anytime where you go, anything you they do, oh yeah, now we for turn up Tanga one, inside Sierra Leone, let one big family, cause no place like home. In case you don't know, this now Komon-Tok, where they bring information about Salone. In case you don't know, this now Komon-Tok, where they bring information about Salone. For education, entertainment, political affairs, tune in Komon-Tok.
All right, yeah, so Fambulu don't kind of the other side of the program. We get the line done really hot, but we not go forget, but now we just do this quick one. We want just announce quick one, say we don't get other people that we don't make contribution. One who border instead don't buy one bag rest, you don't give it. We get another person instead don't send for 20. So we get somebody who be don't donate 3 bag, another one bag. Cash-Box be donate for you 1 bag. We call him yesterday. Another person, somebody donate $100 with a 3 bags. Somebody donate $200 with a 6 bags. Somebody Mira and Waid Dumbuya here in West, Waid in West, then donate $100 with a 3 bags. Zaina, somebody what's her name, Seth? All right. Chat. Okay. Anyway, it no matter. So send for $100. Another person send 30. So in total, we don't get 26 bags of rice. We still look forward to the blessing of the first month. Now we just take this first caller. Yes, caller, outside they call from. All right, just a moment. Jibril, the line to BMA, yeah. They get me?
I get you.
All right, go ahead. You get the platform 2 minutes. Sorry about that.
All right, thank you. Very good show. I really glad you for this show and you opened me eye and what I can say for me now a testimony. So it was this somebody tell me, may God help me with the 2 minutes. If you not do, I call back. Well, anyway, at one point in time, first of all, Sierra Leone is not disciplined. Now, the very first thing and the way we put we behind. But that being said, there was once upon a time when we get a place called Diminco. Left that, we get NDMC. That being said, also, the only company then, when I've been meaning a company then, in the history of salon, we me know, where we they bring we money, now diamond company, rutile company, bauxite company, and iron ore. I not be know about gold and or silver, anything like that. I don't be know any company. But waiting common, and then company now they all now be not to salon be they run them. Salon not be they run them. The people over the run them now be foreigners them. Diaminco been there. It changed to NDMC, National Diamond Mining Company. First, also agriculture, SLPMB. Okay, we get all in company there. Salombi, they do well. Diaminco, NDMC, with the mine diamond, then close because Sheki asked say it want a certain percentage where the people are never for meat. And now that aspect, na dande na in salon depend on. Whether they tell you say this percentage now with the Giuna, now then this salon be depend on. I go further.
Well, unfortunately, the time don't beat you. You go call back. Very interesting contribution. We had another voice, but the blind we always get option for let people and call 2 times. Okay, thank you very much. You take another voice. We missed this one. No, just take this one. Jibi Bangura, sorry about that. The line be cut off. We be the talk. Go ahead. You get the platform. You get 2 minutes. Oh, really? But I not tell me like give something for Kego from people. I didn't get for calling for don't call and stay the camo. No, I have once you get for to contribute 10 bag, I not go snitch you.
I will call you to know by God.
All right, go ahead. You get the platform, Jibu.
Hey, you get 2 fine gentlemen there. You will get Reggie, you will get Kashi, but you bring different people in. Kashi is a banker. It is fair for in people where they go bank and bank the interest. Then you come with Reggie, where they fight for the rest of the country. You go bank na other banco and stuff. So these are the biggest mistake you don't make. So when you go car with bossing people, car with a banker, like the Minister of Finance, Ian Cash. Then guess what they bring with they bring with they come with the bank governor. For like you can't challenge Cash. Then you come with the Minister of Finance for like Ian Cash Regika Lord. But this whole thing, we all understand. They all get points. But you bring the different people there.
No, now for letting conversation all what time will make out there so that people can get just like where people don't get the divergence views we definitely now one side they all they could it's just the admitter they all get right, and at the end of the day, even though we begin the program now the people now they all they talk about which now the focus points now they.
Well, I will pray let God give long life and well body. Let you God give that magic way they come with the Minister of Finance and the bank governor.
Absolutely.
Each of them guys there.
Yeah, anyway.
They really let alone.
Yeah, anyway, thank you very much. We go ahead another voice. Thanks. We missed this one. We will take another voice. We missed this one. This now Fambul. Yeah, Famu from Komon-Tok. So sorry, the line hot.
Yeah, the line busy. Yeah, they go out of topic. Thank you very much for guests them. Thank you for always following Akam, Mr. Reggie and Mr. Cash-Box. And thank you so much. Dear my family, and don't forget for like and share the program. Please. But do na time they go so today na the 16 days or 17 days for the month of Ramadan. Please do the big. Anything you get in small for Fambul Africa. Right now things are hard. You tell us you angry, get and that food they be like carrying me, go get that blessing multiple one. But the first you meet and I don't eat small, you don't put Gary, go down, you can't get an arrest. You go take a more because you are eat less. But the better way that way we get for like that is you can't get and you go do there with the big. This is not big with the big. We don't do it last year. Please, the university, the community, there, time they go, at least for the 20 log give people this food they are there and they go the big.
Exactly.
Do ya
20.
let God give, would I not get to one give, let God give, would I get to one give, let multiply back for. Thank you so much. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Ufamu, from Komon-Tok. I will take another voice. Yes, call outside the call from. Don't miss this. Yes, who's side the call from?
The call from Europe, Mr. Komon-Tok.
All right, you got a platform. You get 2 minutes.
Yeah, just a quick one. Mina Sierra Leonean, obviously, Aka UK, 18 years old, A levels, my first degree in finance and information system, and masters also in the UK, and set up companies, go back salon, invest. This is a very, very important topic. I just want to touch on quickly, because I know 2 minutes not enough. I wish I'd be part of this debate. But I wholeheartedly support what Reggie come up with. You see, I do privatization extensively at university level. For me, it's a system that is designed for control Africa's economy. See, clearly, because Cash-Box talk about competition. Yes, it's good for competition, but when you're competing perfectly, then one side again. So what happens is, when you privatize any industry, the companies already count the industry now, they come from the West, because Africans cannot raise the capital for run them businesses there. And we all know the company, they exist for maximize shareholders' investment, right? So these are not Sierra Leoneans. And we cannot raise capital for compete perfectly, right? And the only establishment who raise capital in Africa are the government. Government will use capital for do mining, they will use capital for do agriculture, they will do capital for do your oil refinery. In the absence of that, who Sierra Leone will raise so many million for mine gold, diamond, and silver? No. So what we'll do is we go back to the West, they bring their companies in, they do all these things for us, take our money, pay back to the investors. So you know what I mean? So we get control of the industry in the day. We employ the expert when they come, you know what I mean? We get control. And I believe it's a system when designed for control we economy, because you can in the West, you can say you work small because obviously they go with capital, there's no barriers. We have no barrier for control in Africa.
Indeed. Thank you very much, my brother. Anyway, you will text me, maybe subsequently we'll one day invite you to the program. You've been very, very vocal in terms of supporting the private sector and this part of the program. Anyway, thank you very much. We had another voice. We don't miss this one. Yes, call outside the call from.
Hello?
Yeah, outside the call from.
My name is Abdul. I call from the state.
Okay, you get 2 minutes.
Okay.
Did
you get me?
Yeah, you're live.
Okay. So what I going to say is the two gentlemen them and all what they talk now very good stuff for the country. The framework we Reggie pull very, very good. I know see that the Karl Marx in legacy them. Now been very, very smart. But the only thing I see the piece we missing by this whole discourse is the democratic political system of the country. Then that framework not do well in a democracy of the kind we can Sierra Leone in Africa, because it expects say in 4 years this man getting a power. And he will be restrained by votes, seeking support from different parties. We get different agendas. So when you bring all them good programs there, you find out say you will be limited by the democratic process, by you trying to make sure there's something that we're supposed to enforce. You know, they will enforce. And let's take for example, like people who would encroach in government land in so many other places and government structures them. So let's say the people you don't get a law, we don't say them, they not for do that, you for pull all them people here. At the end of the day, then people get a very strong vote, which will contribute to you winning for the next election, maybe your second time when you get for vote.
And human rights challenges them back.
Sorry?
And human rights challenges back. People's rights for taking on courts and sue the alien.
Exactly. So all this stuff here, now the factors them will impede. If you go inside government right now within a Sierra Leone, all that framework we Reggie put, then get her, then they work with her, then they send people abroad for good study, for good to all entire identity. But you know they work. Because the problem is the country, the way the political structure is, people are born into political parties.
Anyway, thank you very much.
And it doesn't matter. As long as this person born at this political party, whatever that person they do, they don't care.
Exactly.
They still support them.
Anyway, thank you very much. We had another voice, but anyway, the option always for let person call back. If you get through, we'll give you a chance again. We'll take another voice. This one, yes, call outside the call from.
Yeah, hello, this is Wendama from the UK.
Yes, but you get the platform, you get 2 minutes.
Anyway, thank you very much for being able to assemble the two brilliant guys there. It means Salon. The hope day for the future anyway. Well, I get direct question. I don't know if Cash-Box been asked by Reggie about if you believe, I need a direct answer on this one anyway. If you believe on PPP, public-private partnership, and direct foreign investment for country like Salon, we not start it, if we not begin do it, I think if we don't do a series on the energy and tourism and all that stuff there. But I believe so get so many things there for work on for us, like the insurance, like the healthcare. You know, it costs me a lot of money. It costs companies that we go invest in that country there for the healthcare system. We're very poor. We see with Africa minerals, most of the expatriates they would go with Salon. They get for fly, then go Ghana, Senegal for go get good medical. And it costs the Africell, Siratel, the mining companies, the energy they consume, they get for go private energy plants there for produce the light they need for run the machine there. I think as a country we get basic things and we need for fixed force before we begin bluff for I mean, like when they talk about when they go against that privatization, because most crumble countries, the way they crumble right now, when did they start for develop? Did they work with public-private partnership? I mean, we can forget the strategy they use for able we attract them first, like that Omori pattern. I think that Cash-Box some of the all audio they say would use Omori pattern strategy for what we develop the country first, develop wealth. Work on the basic infrastructures and first before we begin because we get a lot for the wake up education.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much, my brother. There's
so,
always
I don't know anyway, but the time to
two minutes. Yeah, you go call back anyway.
Answer that question directly, please.
All right. Okay, we'll take another voice. Yes. Call outside the call from.
Yeah, I'm the United States. Continue with me. Past.
Okay, well,
but anyway,
go ahead.
So what's happening? We've been after then consider. I mean, after then company after Dininco and the close. You get Rutile, you get Sierra Rutile, you get the bauxite company Mokanji, 17 miles away from Sierra Rutile. Then iron ore be done close. Then two company there and then be they produce. Now then be they contribute the highest amount of money to Sierra Leone. And now out of percentage, a percentage of the profits now, because you get a percentage where you say, okay, since you're not private, where you mine you would give you this percentage.
Okay.
We were doing well, although we're not doing our best. But my point where they head to, these are private, now make we do well with me call well at that time. Waiting happy, waiting we not a look. Waiting we missing. The people over the work there, most of the people in the Sierra Leoneans, to begin with, man, I mean, I can say that because I was there. I did take Uta as an example. Now you get few with man them with Boku engineers that went at Sierra Leone. Okay. We get the know-how, we can get there. Waiting missing. Now just the simple thing, the machine for do the work. That's all that's missing. That's all that was missing. So if we been get that know-how, if we get them machines then we not before need middleman. We are the private person for make. In fact, we forget all that money will be they go to them. You think say that money will go to them. You think say they'll be there at a loss? No, they'll be the profits. Now I make sure as soon as the rebel and cap when they come to the well, Salon go down drastically. It go down, but they can't turn the company now to garage sale. Like a router, they can just say, oh, seller. They for probably close to nothing because they already don't make their money. They don't go. You know, so if we as Sierra Leoneans,
Anyway, thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. The 2 minutes on done. I would add another voice. Thank you very much. Yes, we take another voice again. This is coming from Kailondo. Yes, Kailondo, you get the platform. You're calling from US. You get 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm calling from New York.
Okay.
Okay, man. Anyway, the panel we get today is very, very good. But me, I want to say one thing. You see this democracy, we get two types of democracy there. We get democracy of the West, we get democracy of the East. Democracy of the West now mostly na privatized company there, corporations there. We na very few they control the economy.
Okay.
You understand? Now even America, the medical healthcare business is so expensive. You don't go compare them to Cuba or Canada. You understand? So like the Eastern democracy now, with like then China, then Russia, then communist countries there. You understand? They find out, say, most of the corporate business that we then get now owned by the government.
Yeah.
If owned by the government, but then go get a party, then go get CEO, then we they control them, and then things there. Yeah, you understand? Because what make the government the controlling things there, not for the population, not for the people. If you give a private investment, the people are not going to gain the benefit of those things. Just like what they talk about Burkina Faso right now. Burkina Faso, what do you do? It makes sure that the government control the mining, the gold sector. Although they get come in the way they work, but they make sure that the government get more strong hands on them. Then go able to develop the country, even when it comes on the agriculture side. What do? You buy tractors there. It makes sure that the government they control the tractors, then give them to CEO the way they help the local farmers there. Because what happen when the time reach for farming, if you don't have machine, then they disturb them with local farmers there. But we now at Sierra Leone, where the things then come, they give to the ministers, privatize them, take on like ownership, like now the owner, we know to the owner.
Indeed, thank you very much, Kailondo. Very interesting contribution. I like that because we see the Minister of Youth. There was a video where they circulating on social media. UNDP, I think, then get a program with for youth. Intake now, like saying, I get her. So I does the support you point outside the talk where they call them project. The ministers then can take them projects in the. But anyway, we add another voice. You always get chance for call back if you're lucky for cancer for the second time. Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution as always. This one they come up from Abu from Ireland. Yes, Abu, you get the platform. Go ahead.
Mr. Komon-Tok, thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Yeah, we get 2 minutes.
Mr. Komon-Tok, to me, Kashi he just make a mistake. I don't say that other man, but Kashi make a great mistake. In UK, now we talk about NHS. Because you know they pay. Now free. That emergency, they get green, red, and yellow. It depends what's the problem. So if you now red, they will say, okay, now put it now 1 hour 45 minutes. That's if you get minor problem. But if you have major one, you know, urgent, you know, the green. Then they ask you for single cows, food safe. Everything are free. But now they go compare with your country. Canada are free. You know they pay for NHS.
And
they pay for
you know, he go answer you. I don't think he say they pay. He say then they waste, but he go answer you. Anyway.
Okay, first of all, privatization, a scam. You know, for privatize, if you're not able to industrialize the states. Because, example, so you don't go privatize now, without that money, they come up maybe for 20 years. Maybe now 2% government gets the 2% share. And that 2% in Indian GDP. Then they convert that money into dollars. It's now $500, and at $500 they get from Machine or Botlok or whatever. So that money they come out. And that money they get. So the man where they export, and not just a salon they export to, and in your business the one day, and in the exports, not just a salon exports. So the more you privatize, if you go privatize back Wataki, maybe not 4% again at Wataki, plus 2% and then 6%. You not go able to put where it's done, you not go able to stop corruption, where you not able to industrialize the states. The more you privatize, the more because the more the parliamentarian talk say, oh, the wage bill they'll go up, wage bill will go up because they not say that I'm maybe to suffer say 20 years if salon problem no go solve. Because Everything not privatized for over 20, 30 years. Look at that Lunge airport.
Anyway,
Abu, 20 years.
Abu,
pay.
Abu, thank you very much. You've served out some very brilliant points.
So
I really appreciate
it. Destroy the whole state.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abu, for joining us. Yes, we'll take another voice again. Okay, we missed this one. We'll take another voice. Yes, call outside the call from.
Yeah, Mr. Komon-Tok.
Yeah, we said the call from.
Concern Sierra Leone.
All right, you get a platform Concern Sierra Leone.
Yes, sir. I like Reggie analysis. It look more economical, but I want to let me concentrate on state enterprise. State enterprise. If government creates the atmosphere, investment level. Look, Salon gets a very good climate for business.
Yeah.
Only if government sets up like them bureau like stock exchange. Whether if government creates the avenues, Sierra Leoneans are willing for invest. Not take like for example like a local commercial bank. It's a very good investment when our government and private shareholders. And look at how local is doing. Local is performing excellent. Even though we don't miss the chairman, we'll be there by then, but we look up to another chairman, we go able to boost local further.
Okay.
But local is doing extremely well, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
State enterprise has to be an investment, a state investment with local Sierra Leoneans there. Then the economy they move.
Local policy contents. All right, thank you very much. We'll take another voice. Yes. Okay, don't miss this one. All right, so they take this one. Yes, call outside the call from.
Sorry, Mr. Komon-Tok, now the call from Europe again.
All right,
so
okay, go ahead.
Somebody because just say with the strategy. The strategy is, I listened to one Qatarian interview long time ago. They take a loan, huge amount of loan, buy the machine from the West, employ the experts then, come do the job for we understudy them for takeover moving forward. Right? So, for example, if the industry raise like 100 million, we spend 10% for buy the machine them and employ the expert who they can understudy. We have 90% left with us, as opposed to give the people have to run everything, right? Then take almost 70%, 80% go, and then country them. So possibly they talk about the strategy. It's so easy. Qatar they end up do 8 stadium for World Cup. Why? Because then they got themselves loan, get the machine them, employ the expert then they pay them in the car. Don't get about we're equipped, woman and man we're equipped, educationally, understudy these people, and take over after 5, 6, 7 years. Then we get full control. We brought up this is a system that even University of Belgium then designed for control the economy. Because they know we cannot raise capital. They know we don't have the experts. That's why they say, let's have it. Let's fool them, say, lead to competition, good pricing, quality of service. But we can't. Look at where we find it closed. We SLPMB closed. Because, yeah, so that's the strategy. We get money, buy the machine them, employ the expert they come, give them 10%, they will control the 90%. You go see everything they change. Yeah? Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. All right, okay, and probably we go just probably take 2 more calls here. We see a lot of people in struggle today for which we apologize. The line to one. We get waiting. Wow, 266 missed call already. But anyway, family as always. Okay, now we just see if we go add 2 more calls because we get for Canada. Comments side back. We text us there. Yes, call outside the call again from.
Yeah, it is Kailondo.
Oh, yeah, Kailondo. All right, you get the platform, you get 2 minutes.
The best solution for Sierra Leone, now love group and socialism, communist. The best solution for Sierra Leone for group and communist. Now just like in history.
Okay, now for all you sets because it seems to say they get the background.
Just in history, if you think about the 5 episcope of history, we think about the coming when people then started, they govern themselves in community. Then later they go in communities. You understand? Then after these communities, they bring us slavery. After slavery, we come in capitalism. When are the capitalism? Then after capitalism, we come on socialism, communism, when the Communist Party, you see, things then they change. The capitalism, the Western democracy don't they fall. Now the Eastern democracy, they look more developed because the government, they make sure, see, they control the businesses, then control even the housing. Look in America, you they pay for one bedroom $2,000. But if you go to China, you don't go pay that because you not to privatize business. Now government owned, now national owned. You see, these are the difference between for privatized and national owned properties. You see, even the health sector, now the same thing. Even in America, the jail them now private owned. Now make them they arrest for people that become a business. Now the interest of the owner, now then they go for. You understand? So we got to change this concept. Even with mining, they support the government.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much again.
If I don't go buy that company from that company in Akono, he employ people and let them work.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Perhaps we will take the last caller for tonight. Maybe this will be the last call. And yes, Ahmed from the UK, you get the platform. You get 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Komon-Tok. And thanks to Reggie Cole, Builder, and Reggie Cash-Box. Yes, so I love the conversation, because these two guys are just fantastic. They get Salon at art, and based on the audios, based on the discussion, of course, for Canada platform, they are a credible platform for educating people and well appreciated. Listen, we got that. All what the guys have to talk, it fits in the Sierra Leone society and the economy, whatever. Or if we just go for bill and back like waiting when you all cash the same. From what we educate people, because we grow now free to over the eastern part. We see so many industries there, like the aeronautical factory, like the brewery, like the factory, like paint. You get them at Bashta, game company in the provinces, I'm sure somewhere around Akadi also. So we see all of them in there. So what's then? If we build the youth then from the colleges, from the school, because that education has to be there. This is the reason why they bring camp even, because me, I talk in the educational point of view, because I was once a teacher, and then, of course, I read agriculture, so, back up with the education system. So if you build the young ones, their mindset, and take them for making them learn the basic skills without go for do engineering. I have friends that we will be there at the high school, maybe then go back to the trade center, they go to technical and do building and construction and stuff, and that they end up go back to university, get something. We'll get some more the way guys who will be coming out, Murado, basically they train them, they're so much good in their electrical, they're working at their electrical areas and stuff. So now they for build, because that education sector is very good when you want to develop a nation. This is why the 16-people system come into play, so that we come out, we shy away from the bookie system. We use in Tanzania and a policy of education.
Yeah, Ahmed, thank you very much for your contribution. You said make a brilliant position. Thank you so much. I think Ahmed will be the last call for tonight. Thank you so much, and it's been a fantastic program. All right, so Fumble, what we go do? We go try for probably the repeat some programs here once in a while. We go invite more people in. Sometimes fine for tests. Let's see people in reaction. But today the reaction is super hot, which means people are highly interested in conversation like this. And yes, these are the solutions, because a lot of people say, what are the solution? Well, this could be one of the solutions. No wonder people are so excited, and so we'll keep this moving. We'll take 20 comments then. Sorry, Fumble. We today now 20 number we'll take. 20 now they take. Maybe we'll put 2 more on top. 90%. I tell her they say 90% of ministers that work for both parties over the years we are from the diaspora. How did they perform? Horribly. Ayatollah, I agree with you. Thank you very much. This is not the question I can always get. I can feel ashamed with all waiting they go on at the country. And when you check, majority of those people, anyway, Lord, go quick one. Memuna Tubari Safa, they say indeed Saloni solution. Thank you very much. Yeah, and this one they come up from Laura Masara is saying, "Say, nothing is done properly. We get Fululu, we call himself president. Sabinat. Wow, this person wants to go back another way." And this one they come up from Abdul Tarawali, where they say healthcare in America is expensive because some rich folks choose to make exorbitant profit on healthcare. Abdul, I couldn't agree more with you. This now wouldn't say the nature of human greed. We're super greedy because sincerely, when sometimes in my own quiet moments, when there is two concepts. There are two. That this concept would say there are only two things that are guaranteed in the world. That the economists and they say death and taxes. Philosophers they say not only one thing, that is death, which is true. I support that because people in the evade tax. But what are the type of point here is the thing we're sure we they say a it's a clear a written that die, meaning that they can go none of those money. So I don't know the AI way people in the use for amassed short wealth at the expense of their own fellow human being, where that money get for go nothing there. Nothing get for go. Anyway, thank you, Abdul. I just like that side. The panelists and definitely they never can talk the rest, but me don't put me in the now. Albert they say indeed say I Hotel was company to work for with Alex Camara, Tini Pratt, Sir Unde, Anthony Lansana of ABU. The list goes on. And Alusan Caesar they say according to reliable sources of our economy will collapse very soon. No more drugs money, no money from the international community, no money from NRA. Now, Kate K, they say, I think it referred to somebody. I think it replied to somebody rather. This one they come up from okay, instead they reply to somebody. Okay, now we go on the David they say, does anyone know the history of regional Larry Cole, the minister on? And this one they come up from Salima to this. Sometimes it also depend on the area and other factors. Says trust me, I personally don't think privatization is the way forward, especially with the NHS. And this one they come up from Mohammed Lami Kamara will say Prime Minister Starmer did comment on the inefficiency of the NHS during a visit somewhere in the UK when he was questioned about the NHS. He actually committed to doing something beneficial. And this one they come from Dimitri. We say. So how do the panelists suggest we root out corruption? It's a good question there, gentlemen. You can't you people are jokers. Okay, well, other person maybe getting on way I look at things. And Abu they say Abdu. Okay, the content is this is why Senegal is moving forward in development, because all what you people are discussing has been implemented in Senegal. And George they say caring is sharing this program to your family and friends. George Walker, thank you. And this one from Kamara Ali, where they say these guys have very productive ideas. And Alusan, I don't know if I don't take this one. Alusan Kamara, they say, Sankara Kamara, they say the issue of economic development isn't national but international. We can begin to consider Mano River Union. Let Liberia produce fish, Guinea meat, Sierra Leone cassava products, Ivory Coast Union onion. Sorry, and okay, Dave, the Emmanuel will like and share the program. Thank you, Dave. And of course, okay, lobby. This one from Ticon. He said the agriculture industry is underperforming with so much money being poured into, and yet little or nothing to show off for. Yet cannot feed ourselves, but depend on imported rice. All right. Baba Sorry said that research was done in the days of Akaba by the United Nations. And I don't know if we don't say this. Just say, I'm not a big fan of privatization or capitalism. I believe in a public and private partnership. And all right. Martin Conte, they say, I don't think it's fair to ban the citizens of Sierra Leone. It would be fair to ban the SLPP RAF dogs from the Bulldog Mother Bio, who RAF warlord who came drug and host and anyway. All right. The rest will not go and continue completer. Timothy will never come out to the public. Abubakar, they say, to tell us the engagement with Lyman. And Abdul, they say, is it Abdul? Okay, Abdul Sikabo, good evening. Yeah, thank you very much, Abdul. Thank you for joining us. You are recognized. And James, they say, true, these people just try to fool other people. Others, not people like us, really. The old government depend on the MCC money to be released. And of course, so Fambul, as always, we turn up plenty. Thank you. We wish you for get more time for go over more of our text here, and I will see on the couch more and more brilliant text there. Anyway, I think we've done more than we took him back in for. Over to you, guys, gentlemen. Let's start with Reggie. Reggie, yeah, what will we do? We give you, if you're able to do for we everything in 6 minutes, and from there back, the gentleman and I said do for we 6 minutes, then we go say goodbye. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. First off, thank you to everybody. We take the time out for Kali Scene and to this beautiful show. Thank you for Cash-Box for being such a good sport, on this evening tonight. Listen, the whole thing about privatization and the whole thing about Sierra Leone right now is this. Sierra Leone is a cancer 4-stage patient now. I don't mean to hurt anybody if you know somebody you loved one. I'm just trying to describe where we are. We need to grab it by the bootstraps. We Sierra Leone not to kele. We so far back. We need to grab it. And one of the easiest ways for grab this issue is, like I say, you copy the Singapore model. You create private companies to run certain sectors of the business, especially in the area of mining, tourism, agriculture, these sort of areas. And these are separate companies. All the government of Sierra Leone holds to them is the shareholding certificate. That CEO you go employ, not to salon person necessarily, unless you find salon person where they do the job. But the CEO you go employ.
Sorry for let me self ask me a personal question. This you don't make something kind of make our artist question. What if wouldn't they say every situation, every country unique on its own? So not necessarily according to some arguments, say waiting work for this particular entity, it can work perfectly just with a select copy. How will you argue that if somebody bring that?
The first thing I want to say is this. We don't perfect in Sierra Leone, especially. Thank you, Komon-Tok. We don't perfect making excuses for ourselves as if to say we're unique in failing at this life. We're not. All man get the same dream and desire we will get. Like as I said, we get lots of callers here tonight, one of which talked about the America healthcare system. It's a failed system because the whole thing is privatized. America, they do more research in healthcare than any other country, yet it's the most expensive place in the world to be sick because it's all in the hands of private people who only go after one thing, and that's profit. I'm not anti-profit, but the systems that have worked is where, look at the simple system. You take Norway and England. We get the North Sea oil, Norway get oil. But yet Norway has more benefits. Get one of the largest sovereign wealth fund from their oil. When they invest in the open markets for them people there, and they're comfortable. Not a bit of socialism in this. It's just what should be. Public sector need for stay in public sector lane. Let we, the private sector people, if you want to do motorcar business, you want to do hairdressing business, you want to do restaurant, you stay there. Government, you know, go get for their government role. But I understand the lethargy of government. So you remove it from government, like what Lee Kuan Yew do in 1974, and you make it a commercial enterprise. But the benefits, the profits, all come back into the country to help the people who it ultimately belongs to. The asset. If you're born in Sierra Leone, if you got Sierra Leonean passport, whatever, all the assets, the gold, diamond, the waters, everything belongs to you, not Mr. Basma or Mr. Johnson or Mr. whoever it is. It's not their property. We need to bring it back in-house on a commercial basis with a standalone to bring profit into the country. It has worked in Dubai. Obviously, Dubai copied exactly Singapore. We can copy these things. We're not unique failures, guys. I know they accept that excuse. Oh, it didn't work here. It didn't work here. But yet you're wasting your time watching Premiership all the time. You're wasting your time wanting to be Michael Jackson. You're wasting your time watching movies. I don't buy that argument at all. I do not buy that self-limiting argument. We're all the same. We all have the same dreams, and we can do this under a serious government. Got the business plan for 100 billion. This is all part of it. One last thing. Dimitri asked about corruption. Dimitri, was in the plan. What you got to do is you got to pay people, you got to digitize the economy, and you got to have an independent ACC that's devoid of Sierra Leoneans at the top. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. You have to pay people first, though. You cannot expect a miracle. Nobody not to volunteer in our life. We all want something better for ourselves, and you have to pay. And that's the price. I think I'm done here. I left her for Cash-Box now.
yeah. So yeah, Cash-Box yourself gets for Epuilowi gets your side of the comments.
Thank you, Komon-Tok. And I think I want to teach a little bit now. Reggie, I think you talk about the assets belongs to the government. When you privatize, the assets never go away, because when you privatize, let's look at privatization as a lease. Again, you give this point about when you privatize. I think we lost Reggie right there. Like, privatization is a form of lease. You know, a guy we say he do, privatization at a master's level. He talk about, I think competition. It's all about, it has to be perfect, like a perfect competition. You see, this is the thing. Again, I gave like an analogy. You cannot tell me that just because you get people where they flagrantly, Reggie, I think we lost you. Just because you get people where they flagrantly abuse a system means say that system they know they work. I gave an example to democracy. Just because we have people like Madabio where they rogue democracy means say democracy is bad for the people. That's one step. A guy talk about say again for me like only they work in a perfect competitive environment. They talk about like say maximizing. It's all about privatization. It's all about maximization of shareholders' wealth. Again, this is the point where people they miss. When you maximize profit for shareholders, whether it is privatization or not, you have to look at the efficiency. Look at
right. Look like say okay.
Am I back?
Sorry, you're back. You're back. Yeah. If you say something, don't connect to the private line.
Yes, exactly.
Not the public line, rather.
Yeah. People have to understand this. There would be no profit if you're not delivering the service. People have to understand this particular point. It says like, oh, barrier, investors them. Again, somebody called and asked the question, and I think the start of the program, if Reggie, if you believe in direct foreign investment, you should not criticize privatization. If you believe in competition, you should not criticize privatization, because one of the things where public sector ownership they cause monopoly by itself. It cause monopoly, and when sometimes somebody call and say the NHS is free. It is not free. It is not. The reason why they always raise our taxes, it is because they have to fund the NHS. And guess what? Like maybe just me alone, I'll be paying like 20% of my salary as to just for NI, not the tax, just for NI, because I personally pay like me NI, and then the employer they add on top there for pay the NI. Is that if the NHS is so inefficient, is that a good value for money? We have to understand these things. Sometimes when you own, like again, privatization they bring about competition. And when competition exists, it brings prices down sometimes. People talk, they talk about say it failed in America. But we they look at the money aspect. Why is it that America, when they privatize their health system, you could also look at it that, you know what, it gets people to get up and go and work, because if you do not work, it affects it. You get people in a society in the year, and then country they are. Now the UK, for instance, when at the NHS, when you work, you contribute. You get people that choose not for work. Why? Because other people can work, and what's in it cause? It a cause for lack of productivity, because people they in the system where not they work. So you get to understand these things that, like when you they talk, like there are people in the way, if they work above a 20-hour shift, they need to do one, because then they will pay more taxes. But in America, it encourages people to get off and get off their beds and go to work. You could see why is it that America, with all these things, we know they work, but then they get the best economy in the world. So it's not just about, again, you
not
talk
anymore,
about,
son. Not anymore.
Who I get the best economy, Reggie?
China, sir. Not to be one against China, sir.
No,
America,
America,
not anymore, bro. But how are you talking though? How are you talking?
No, hold on. Let's do the research now. Do the research
No,
now.
if I can jump into this,
Yes.
I understand say cash-box they come out, but we like for backup things with statistics as well as evidence. I want side with Reggie. It's not because you get to look at the stock market, which is happen right now. There is something behind the scene where the Western will tell you it. If it time be permit we, I will play for you a short video I already be don't get from another handle where we don't put any time we put up for tell say the West. America is losing, and it's losing bad, especially on Trump. Over analysts suggest say
hold on.
If this tariff,
a country's economy is value based on their GDP. America they beat China than GDP.
But would they control the data?
No.
It's not. Would they control the data there? Would they control the data?
Just a couple of points I make. Just a couple of small points. Number one, Kashi, American passport holders born in America, bred in America, economists, then don't come and say in the recent 6 months that it's all smoke and mirrors. China is the actual leader of the world now economically. These people, well, not finish. I beg you. These people are not careless speakers. Everything, Redalio is not a careless speaker. When they talk,
I get some of them data there.
The whole future. Not so like they talk so with no consequence tonight too. The whole future, I bet you they don't be lie on that. They don't come out say China is actually the #1 economy in the world right now. They said it. Okay, but then just wait. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. 1 second. I beg 1 second. Just one thing I say. Okay. No, it's not. Wait. On the one hand, just wait for this one.
Please.
You say to me, and I carry you down for you verbatim, because the reason not for you, Cashew, and for the listener, they not get away with misconstrued thought. Here's the truth about the balance sheet. Before privatization, government-owned company, I'm reading this verbatim. The government owns the company and control the assets, liabilities, and equity. Financial performance is managed by a government-appointed board or ministry. Public funding may subsidize losses and profits, if any, go back to the state. The government has control over pricing, investment, and service priorities, even if they are not profit-driven. After privatization, this is my point, Cash. The government loses control of the balance sheet.
No, it's not. No, hold on. Yes, no, hold on. Reggie, I can teach the all night about balance sheet. When
I just for we should probably get enough time for the debate this one, because
come on, talk. I want to teach very quickly. When you privatize, it's like leasing. Again, we get in fact, recently they changed the law about leasing. Think about this. If again we go back to that point, if we understand what we get, privatization will never rip us off. You know why? Because when we understand what we get,
no, this is not about the privatization now. We try for talk about America right now. To be honest with you, they are trailing China. This unofficial, and it has not become official.
It's not official. In fact, the official data, basically, like when they talk now, there is no. In fact, America they beat China by more than 10 billion. Official. That's not.
Let me tell you, say officially, the statistics they favor America, but behind the scene, economics, social analysts there, people and policymakers there, they all they point a leading finger to China. Mind you, the World Bank, they think tank how they do this, as they have been controlled by the West.
Can I just say something? Go back and watch a clip. Now that's how you go know say it's done and dusted. as CDI Chinisky say. Wait, Cash. Go back and watch a clip by Kevin McCarthy when he was Speaker of the House on the steps of Capitol, where they want to shut down the government, like they're now in a phase to shut down the government. I'm dealing with somebody in America right now that's going through that. They want to shut down the government. Now I say, unless we go back to China to borrow some more funds, I can't see any way we're going to keep the government open. That's the day. Wait for me. This was 2 years ago. That's the day I knew America had fallen, because it was so symbolic, the optics. This guy did it on the steps of Capitol. You know what
so again, you see, these are some of the financial informations that we want to get wrong. Do you know how much debt China gets from America?
Oh, no, it's the other way, sir. It's the other way.
No, America gets more debt.
No, hold on. Let me make my point. Do you know how much capital China they get from America? They right now. With Bloomberg, the most official financial network. Now in America, they produce like 10 billion, 10 trillion more than China.
Okay. Let me host this. Come on, Tom. I just want something for you. Now the private chat.
No.
Yeah, you read that. Now you get the second one.
Okay. Let me just, because I think we'll go for fan.
China and America at this point in time.
Okay, let's just jump in. Let's just jump in.
Yeah,
you see, what would they do to then conversation here is fine. But sometimes it will be more structured if we count authorities in the field. For any field, you get authorities there, you get experts, you get people when are think tanks, we they don't label them, they don't get a research. So where they more or less when are readers, passive readers or even active readers there, that they can lean. So if we get a conversation like this, we'll get for count in future. Count your evidence, and we other people encounter the evidence to put on contrast. So the people who they listen they benefit rather than for we try for say not to so. Because if actually not the subject, I'm sure say for bring evidence like you see and Reggie back for bring you say go count you and people then benefit just like what you don't do so. So Lord just left this thing entirely because
come on, just one thing. One thing I would do tomorrow is to get. In fact, we all know about Bloomberg. I would send you you go tell me say it's official, but I go with official. I'll send you the GDP of America and China officially from Bloomberg and send it to you, and then you show the people in tomorrow if they do.
You know, if you listen what we say, if what I say,
yeah.
I say officially, America on paper they are the lead. They are leading. But experts, think tanks there, where I'm not going to give some of the names and it take me some time where I don't read and they all point to one country when
Bloomberg
actually the lead.
Bloomberg is an expert in the field. That's what they do the whole day.
I'm not saying not to experts. I'm not saying not to experts. Bloomberg, I trusted source. Now, one of the trusted. In fact, there are thousands of think tanks around, and just one. This now just one, and you get to understand. We get to understand clearly. What's really there for talk to the West. Now then they control all of them data there. Now then they control and data there, and that means a lot. And you know that control data, they control the information, not true.
True.
It is
simple as that.
The data need a source from Americans.
We know behind the scene our governments they control. Look, when they talk about free speech, not so. This country they talk about free speech, but to be honest with you, if you read basic journalism, you understand the word itself. The free speech, not just like maybe it exists in the sense itself, because you get to think of national interest in certain information there before a publisher. You get to get the narrative of the current status of certain thing where they endanger the public interest or the national interest of a country or the security. These are things, even though now free speech you get, they even put on there. So data could be manipulated, and research suggests the people on this phone there can direct the outcome of research. All many researchers they don't believe, they don't write papers on that. Anybody who they phone a research, you can get vested interest sometimes, and they tailor those research for it tally to the outcome of the sponsors, because next time they will need sponsor. But like I say, this is
even the Chinese admits that they're the second biggest economy. Even the Chinese. Komon-Tok. It's official.
Right. Okay, so Famu, it's been a pleasure hosting these two guys, and I don't know, we give yourself now 1 minute so that we will just round up the program. I'll start with you, Reggie. You get 1 minute for tell the people and goodbye or anything you add before we say goodbye.
My friends, do not be sucked in. Privatization not a woke. The UK and USA are in meltdown economically. I'm telling you they are, and I could prove it. And you have people in power who are saying the same thing. We can't be wrong, because the people that extract the wealth from the country, they don't pay any taxes, they don't contribute, they bought in 0-hour contract. It does not work in the month of Sunday. Stay today, Cash-Box not name me one company it's with a work, but we can name you 5 right now. Thames Water no work, British Telecom no work, London Electricity Board when I change to EDF no work, the Dartford Bridge is not working for the people of England. I could go on. British Airways does not work.
Is NHS working?
NHS is not privatized. NHS is government run.
It's public, but it's failing.
No. You see, now they talk saying, now I say you're missing what I'm saying, Kashi. NHS is still a government-run body. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a privately set up.
Failing. The point is, if you're publicly owned, they still fail.
Okay, Adika. Okay, now finish. Okay, so now on the China issue, I'm going to read you verbatim and then I'll keep quiet. Purchasing power parity, the PPP, adjusts GDP to account for differences in price levels between countries, providing a more accurate comparison of living standards and real output. When measured at PPP, China's GDP surpasses that of the United States. And with that, I hand over to you, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
You owe me 6 Guinness now, Mingle. So
yes, I will.
He said, yes. Cash, you get 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. And again, I emphasize this point again. Privatization is good for efficiency, for competition, anti-monopolist structure. And one thing we should understand, and please, like leading indicators in the show, the prospect of China surpassing America. But as of today, China hasn't surpassed America yet. But that's the prediction. But let no one tell you they've surpassed America just now. Because even the people where they go and talk about, say, oh, China is doing this and that, trust me, China, even like you talk about the PPP, they've got like a PMI index, like the purchasing managers index, where they come out every day. China a few months ago was struggling. And guess what? Obviously, they're there at the edge. America will lose their position, but they're still standing strong. And it's because privatization seemed for the kick up like the efficiency in America. And I strongly believe, I'm a firm believer in America, in privatization, because it is working. Just because America and England are failing, no means saying that because of privatization. It isn't. It is because of other factors, but it's not because of privatization. And thank you very much, everyone.
All right. So, Famu, and I had a program type. The last one they put here, we still look out for 50 bag of rice. We get 26 bag of rice. People that don't donate 26 bag of rice. So we just left small amount of around up this. And one can say by the 20th, we will distribute them back here. As we tell now, you get to be transparent. We'll give to the churches them because we understand say we sister and brothers and sisters and Christians and they on their own fast. And of course, the holy month of Ramadan, the last 10 days, and definitely that it will be more beneficial. So we still open up for any contribution. We want close the contribution 20th. We get 4 more days. The last one we mentioned, we get a very good news now, and I'm sure plenty we don't. We are Andrew Kaibona. This now one of the first. Andrew Kaibona, one of the first Sierra Leonean, where the king, first Sierra Leonean and the first African to receive this freedom or honorary or this humanitarian medal. You know, it was a pleasure. It was really like, how did they say, this now one of the best news we come for we as a country, 2025. We'll get on this platform on Wednesday. So, how we manage get this? How, you know, for all can share the platform, somebody don't go meet the king, you know, go take a medal for himself and for country. They can at this platform on Wednesday. And hopefully on the 25th of this month, we also get a city minister now this government. We're not going to call a name. We don't count this many. We don't talk many. But finally, you know, so we don't get a date. But unfortunately, I'll be sick. So we change them back. And instead it be busy. You know, say for kitchen people and they know easy, we get a city minister. Now, this country, we're not going to name a name until the 25th. On the 20th, 21, we'll put the flyer out. We'll tell people now. They get for kind of Komon-Tok platform. As soon as see this month, it look like see a month we get for get some big people and for can join. We help we understand certain things. We perhaps would struggle for no. So family, the blessing is still open up. Please now consider for make sure see. We give a smile to the less privileged. Please, this is something we don't do on this platform. So no one miss again. Every year we do this. So starting from last year, it was successful, and this year again, you know, if you don't start something, you know, till for continue. But I be say something, and I don't talk out. If people wait past to call them by name, would they give combo. For you, if we call you name now, we'll call price by you. We'll call maybe 5 bag, 10 bag. We know people like so far. Avoid no call you name. Me to Safulo donate to together donate. Just like people donate to man and they okay donate $100 3 bag. But if we call you, you know what yourself with a travel a salon, and I don't talk. I will be the first person to go with community members to the pa and the mommy. I say, where you even think come? There are nobody in the money they talk about now. You, in fact, they say Fatima not sabi cook. And say, I say they say they put juju. They talk all two and they talk here. So I just consider that. So if you have no problem, we'll consider that. So We don't have the program. Well, bye bye now. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Well done, everybody. Thank
Yeah.
you, Kashi. Next one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. This now.
No more tears, no more sorrow. We go shining like the truth must show. Come on, talk together, we go grow. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat. Come on, talk where the minds commit. Come on, talk, this now we voice. R&B soup, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Come on, talk, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Come on, talk, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. Talk and we'll make we hear. From Freetown to the world, we go spread the news. Come on, talk, now the platform we choose. Spread the news. Come on, talk, now the platform we choose. From the streets of Freetown to the world beyond, we dey yarn about the things we dey hold strong. Political talks, we no go shy. Migration stories should no go die. Entertainment, we go dance to the beat. Health and well-being, make we rise from we seat. This now we platform, we go speak the truth. For the young and the old, now we voice be the roots. Come on, talk, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, we gon' make we proud. From Salon to the world, we dey stand the talk. Come here, we yarn, now we message for all. Come on, talk, this now we voice. R&B soup, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Come on, talk, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Come on, talk, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. We talk about the health, we need that for survive. Make the system better so we people go thrive. Entertainment this week, the music they flow. But we still go yarn the things we need to know. Political leaders make una hear the cry. We go talk and yeah, no we no go lie. Now come on, talk, we dey stand for the truth. Make we rise for the sake of the youth. Oh, come on, talk, you go hear we loud. We don't go hide, we go make me proud. From Salon to the world, we dey stand the talk. Come here, we young, now we message for all. Come on, talk, this now we voice. R&B soup, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Come on, talk, now the place to be. We dey young, I'm clear for you and me. Come on, talk, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. Oh, now we dey young for better tomorrow. No more tears, no more sorrow. We go shining like the truth must show. Come on, talk together, we go grow. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat. Come on, talk. where the minds commit. Komon-Tok, this now we voice. R&B's hook, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Komon-Tok, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. Komon-Tok, oh yeah. We dey talk and we'll make we hear. From Freetown to the world, we go spread the news. Komon-Tok, now the platform we choose. Spread the news. Komon-Tok, now the platform we choose. From Sierra Leone to everywhere, oh yeah. Komon-Tok, come make we hear. From the streets of Freetown to the world beyond, we dey yarn about the things we dey hold strong. Political talks we no go shy, migration stories should no go die. Entertainment we go dance to the beat, health and well-being make we rise from we seat. This now we platform, we go speak the truth. For the young and the old, now we voice be the roots. Komon-Tok, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, we gon' make we proud. From Salon to the world, we just stand and talk. Come here we are, now we message for all. Komon-Tok, this now we voice. R&B's hook, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Komon-Tok, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. We talk about the health, we need that for survive. Make the system better so we people go thrive. Entertainment this week, the music they flow, but we still go young, the things we need to know. Political leaders make una hear the cry. We go talk and yeah, no we no go lie. Now Komon-Tok, we dey stand for the truth. Make we rise for the sake of the youth. Oh, Komon-Tok, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, we go make the proud. From Salon to the world, we dey stand tall. Come here we young, now we message for all. Komon-Tok, this now we voice. R&B's hook, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Komon-Tok, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. Oh, now we dey yarn for better tomorrow. No more tears, no more sorrow. We go shining like the truth must show. Komon-Tok, together we go grow. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat. Komon-Tok, where the minds commit. Komon-Tok, this now we voice. R&B's hook, we dey make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Komon-Tok, now the place to be. We dey yarn and clear for you and me. Komon-Tok, oh yeah, we dey. For the future, we dey pave the way. Komon-Tok, oh yeah. We dey talk and we'll make we hear. From Freetown to the world, we go spread the news. Komon-Tok, now the platform we choose. From Freetown to the world, we go spread the news. Komon-Tok, now the platform we choose. From Sierra Leone to everywhere, oh yeah. Komon-Tok, come make we hear. From the streets of Freetown to the world beyond, we dey yarn about the things we dey hold strong. Political talks we no go shy, migration stories should no go die. Entertainment we go dance to the beat, health and well-being make we rise from we seat. This this now we platform, we go speak the truth. For the young and the old, now we voice me the roots. Come on, talk, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, we gon' make me proud. From Salon to the world, we just stand tall. Come here, we on, now we message for all. Come on, talk, this now we voice. R&B, so we make the choice. From politics to health, we just stand firm. Migration and vibes, we the confirm. Come on, talk, now the place to be. We the young and clear for you and me. Come on, talk, oh yeah, we there. For the future, we the pave the way. We talk about the health, we need that for survive. Make the system better so we people go thrive. Entertainment this week, the music, the flow. But we still go young, the things we need to know. Politically